So last time, um, unless you wanted to bring up something.
I was just gonna say, does someone want to quickly kind of catch Billy up?
Yeah, you guys do that.
Food.
Yeah. Um, all right, Ken.
I guess in a nutshell, like we took a year of downtime, didn't we?
Yeah, took a year of downtime to just do some things. What did we end up doing? I think the two wizards started work on a laboratory.
We might have even go all the way back to leaving Underdeep in the first place, because Billy hasn't been here for any of that either.
I was going to ask, what's the last thing you remember, Billy?
Last thing I remember, I think, was somebody got murdered.
Was it a gnome on a penny farthing?
That he's never left Undermountain. It would have been the half orc killing people with the big bow.
Oh,
It was
okay.
the Red Wizards, I think, like doing a suicide attack on the small town that we just arrived with after the
right.
nobles.
Yeah,
And
no,
then-
he'd left.
and then-
He'd left.
Yeah,
He'd left Waterdeep. He was here. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think.
So he got obliterated.
Daggerford.
What essentially happened was we chased that up and we started heading south towards the way in, where we encountered further forces of kobolds and goblins, and there was something big there. I forget what the big thing was.
Was a Cornu gone?
That's
Was
right,
it?
a Cornu gone.
Yeah. We defeated them, and then we thought, okay, everything seems to be safe here, and then continued traveling south to deliver our noble that we were escorting to the bridge. Got to the bridge, and there were like 4 factions there. The seven serpents,
Seven sons.
serpents, seven sons,
or swords.
7 swords. Yeah.
Swords.
They were a Baldur's Gate group of Baal worshippers, assassins.
Yeah, and was it the Rundine at the inn?
Yeah, that's right.
The Rundine at the inn, the work camp or chain gang, under the control of a lycanthrope. I'm not sure. Shifter.
Haven't confirmed that. Yeah.
Yeah, and who worked for the Lord's Alliance, and the paladins from Eltergard, who were there to sort of secure the southern side of things, but they weren't really of much help in the coming
The point
days.
being that there's like an important bridge in the south that we went to, and it's controlled by 4 different groups, all of whom hate each other.
Yeah. We waited there for a few days, with the impression that the dragon attacked every now and again to stop progress on the bridge from being rebuilt. The dragon and its forces, the black dragon and its forces, ended up attacking. We defeated his lizard folk army, and it retreated back to its lair somewhere in the swamps. We tracked it down. After a very intense fight, we went into its lair, which was sort of like a muddy sinkhole swamp thing. After fighting it, we defeated it, came back up, brought the corpse back to the bridge, and teleported to Daggerford with it. Noticed that the Duchess of Daggerford was acting a bit weird. Like she gave me her sword just because I asked for it, and felt like she was trying to get us the fuck out of there, kind of thing. We let it go though.
It should be mentioned that her sword is like a really powerful magic item.
Yeah. So I have that now, which is great. And what did we do after that? Yeah, we headed back to Waterdeep. Told the people that we were sort of working for, like, what's going on, and that the Duchess was acting a bit weird, but we didn't really do anything about it. And then we decided to take a year of downtime just to sort of progress the story a little bit, do some things we wanted to, and have things like Mansion and other stories progress without us having a hand in it, sort of thing.
We're now back on the second level of Undermountain. We've never gotten any further in the second level. The place is pretty secure though. We have a goblin army that runs a small merchant village up at near the entrance to level 1. Level 3 is blocked off, although it wouldn't be too hard to move a cave in. It'd probably take 8 hours work at most. But we've learned that the drow are making increasing encroachments on the third level, the level below. It's called the Sargouth level. And it's called the Sargouth level because it has a river running through it, the Sargouth River. So whereas these first 2 levels of Undermountain are very dungeony, one's called the dungeon level, and this is the arcane chambers. There's it's a real labyrinth style complex. The Sargouth level is apparently more natural, more open, more like an underdark cave rather than a dungeon. In any case, the drow have secured themselves down there. They're not the only ones down there. There's goblins that have been there for decades. But the goblins and the drow are having some sort of struggle. The Xanathar's guild's been long since destroyed by us. The drow aren't causing a lot of overt problems. But they are kidnapping or enslaving quite a number of people, of healthy people, able-bodied people that are never seen again. And naturally, that's a concern for most people, but it's particularly a concern for the Temple of Leviatar, since in the absence of the Xanathar's Guild, since they were destroyed, the Leviatarans have basically become the premier slavers of Waterdeep. And the drow activities threaten that domination of your illegal trade. So that might be why Aldrich steps back into the fray.
Does it make sense?
We're now in a section of the Arcane Chambers called Trenzia's Laboratory. Trenzia is a wizard who we didn't have to kill because she was already dead, but she was undead, and so we took care of her again. Trenzia is a wizard a scientist. She's an electromagnetic scientist. She's managed to invent the steam turbine. She's discovered that by putting water in a boiler and boiling it, and the steam turns turbines, you can generate electricity, and that electricity can be used for all manner of things, including animating the dead, or bringing flesh golems to life, or electrocuting people. The idea that you might run a city and give free electricity to everyone might not have crossed her mind, but she did think of a dozen different ways to execute people with this device. So Sanj and Lucius have been studying the physics of electricity generation over the past, I think, maybe I'm not sure if it's 1 hour or 8 hours. I'm not sure how long. Short rest, right?
Yep.
Inevitably during that short. Oh no, not inevitably, because you might not have gone around the corner. During all that time. But I'll assume that you have, because when you do move your tokens around the corner at your leisure, you'll discover that there's a copper vein there. Someone's excavation into the stoneworks has unveiled a thick vein of copper ore. And yeah, that it looks like it could be suitable for mining if anyone's so interested in such a thing.
Is that just here?
Yeah, that's
around,
right.
yeah, this corner.
No, just around the corner. That's right. Yeah. Finally, Trenzia's notes revealed the following entries.
An idea for a trap more devious than how it could devise. Oh, I wonder if that's still around. If Trenzia ever got around to making it.
I would guess she was talking about the copper floor and the lightning.
True.
But this is worthless. It's just rock.
Well, if
Has anyone ever told you you're an idiot before, Saffron?
What? It's copper. It's not worth anything.
Yet.
Maybe
Is,
not as small coins, but a vein like this, yes, it is.
does this appear to be like a naturally occurring vein of copper? I want to like just. It's not some sort of like copper structure that's just been put in the way of something.
No, it's natural. You could
Yeah,
make a maybe an investigation roll to learn more, but it's almost certainly natural.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, I'm not convinced that there's anything behind it, but if we wish to cultivate any of that, we can turn it into wood. We can break it apart, and it'll revert back to the copper. But if we want to perhaps make our own sort of engine up top, Lucius, we might consider taking some, or I don't know if we can buy copper en masse up top, but there's some here if
Yeah,
we
they
want.
make coins out of it, so it's
Yeah.
pretty common item.
Yeah.
Wait, you want to make some of that machinery we found?
Well, think about the applications. This Trenzio was using it in a sinister fashion, raising undead and so on. But with something like this, we could power boats, carriages, and so on.
I don't see you fitting one of those machines on a boat.
Well, it needs to be refined, of course, but eventually I see it as a possibility. That is something for a later day, I think. Ooh, we know there's copper here, if we need it, ever.
Yeah, it's something we can keep in mind. I don't think it's a urgent matter, though.
No, agreed. You do have to admire her ingenuity, though. This is fascinating stuff.
Yeah, it's just a shame that she was hiding down here in Undermountain. Then again, I guess her motives seem to be a bit off.
Trying to pull up a quote by Napoleon, but it's taking so long. Anyway.
Well, let's have a look around, see if there's anything actually worthwhile taking down here.
How would you tell? Everything looks so alien.
Arctic, is this a desk of some sort?
A table, like a place that you might lay a body before electrocuting it.
Yeah, okay, sure. Any notes scattered about the place here?
Nothing truly insightful, no.
Sure.
Is this like great looking thing on the floor? Is that anything interesting as I take a look at it?
It looks like part of the electrical generation process, like some great fan. It's actually used for cooling, but you may not be able to work that out. There's some industrial-sized fan beneath the grate.
Oh, so yes, it's a vent.
Yeah, it's a vent. That's right. Yeah, you can hear water splashing down underneath it, some 60 feet below, maybe.
Hmm. All this stuff is so very peculiar.
Fascinating, isn't it?
It is.
Well, we have a passage down here in the corner. Oh, there's a door.
I suppose I'll inspect the door, unless you have that passage takes your interest.
Unless we want to
There's
walk
some,
into another pack of gricks. I would be
there's
wary.
something foul smelling on the other side of this copper door.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I'm getting a rather pungent stench from the other side of this door.
That could lead back to the main chamber that Kaisir and I had seen.
Oh, you think so?
Possibly. There were just barrels of corpses.
Well, if I've learned anything, it's that the most valuable things are behind doors.
Very well,
You can
Zevran,
open
lead
it
the
up.
way.
You can open it up easily enough from this side if you wish, everyone.
Watch your
Yeah,
step.
I'll
Try not to stand on that thing. I don't know what it does.
look down the vent just cautiously, but I'll give the door a bit of a once over before opening it.
Sure. Investigation roll, yeah. It's much the same as the last one, seen from the opposite direction. The zappy one, I mean.
Okay, yep. Well, caution to the wind, I'll open the door.
It reveals a room with broken barrels from which ghouls once popped.
Yep. Sandra's right.
Yes, that is most unpleasant. Although, come to think of it, I do not remember seeing another passage from that direction. There could be more room to move if we proceed. I don't think I got a good look of the place. Is the only thing.
Ariok says
Be
that
my
they can
guest.
hear something coming from down this direction. Yeah.
Mm.
What is it?
Heading towards us.
No, you can't really make it out. Maybe it's nothing. And he goes and curls up and goes for a sleep.
Sounds about
Classic.
right.
I'm gonna run towards the area and try to listen to see if I can get a better and kind of peek my head around the corner to see if I hear or see anything coming.
Excellent. The chambers echo really vibrantly here, so you have advantage on perception check. Cartoon.
Good lord.
Not the
It's
Murlocs.
sounds like half a dozen or a dozen or 100 different little voices all talking at different pitches and volumes and even languages. If you're able to speak Elven and Giant and Draconic, you would have picked out words here, there, and everywhere. Cardboard, road, water, underneath, driving, and but none of it really made sense. It was just words plucked from different languages, all spat together, like a parrot might repeat 100 different phrases without knowing what they mean. It's
Maybe
quite
to pick out a
distant.
few. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's quite distant, and it echoes. But you're able to pick out a few words, but there's no common theme. Plant, dirt, elephant, giant, cacophony,
Mm.
Is
worm
this
face.
Does this sound something I've heard before or encountered?
Make an insight check, perhaps. Yes, in asylums. If you've ever been to a mental asylum, you will have come across people that just babble occasionally, and occasionally their babbling might be insightful, but that's probably coincidence. Yeah, just like someone with the intellect of a baby trying to have a complex conversation with another dozen people at the same time.
Sounds like some babbling fools out this way. It's not making any sense from what I can hear.
More
Let's-
test subjects for the wizards down here, perhaps.
Let's get a closer look.
All right. And I raise my shield and slowly walk forward.
Does one of us have a light source?
I don't think so. I think we're all using dark vision, aren't we?
Excellent. Maybe Kaisia, but we're leaving behind. This room is strewn with mining carts and picks and rubble, and so it provides a fair amount of cover or obstacles if you're willing to get down low and crouch. The noise is coming from the direction that you're traveling in, deeper down this corridor, echoing, and it's clearly getting louder, but no less coherent, no more coherent.
I think whatever it is coming this way.
It's giving me the creeps, whatever it is.
Easily distracted as I am, I go north just to have a look at whatever this is.
7 ocean bees. No worries. Make an investigation roll. So, Zevran, you've discovered that this is an altar, a 500-pound tapered block of red stone. It's engraved with dwarven prayers, and it's covered with dirty, greasy little handprints. They're like covered in blood and feces and mud and snot. It's
Okay.
it's pretty foul.
Anything valuable in the altar, like inset or around it?
Can you read dwarven?
No, can't.
Some dwarven words, but there's no jewels or triggers or just lots of handprints. Yeah,
Right.
just as if
So-
someone has laid their hands on them.
Does it look like deliberate smearing?
Yeah, it does. It make an insight check. Yeah. Yeah, cool. You can't work out why, but it does look like little dirty, filthy hands have come up here and touched this the way you might rub a Buddha for good luck, something like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Some sort of altar, basin. Not sure.
Hmm. Anything of note?
People need to wash their hands.
Saz just raises an eyebrow. Like, okay,
See, we're
It's
raising
dirty.
purple.
that voice is really putting me off. What is it?
Who goes?
What's up?
As everybody goes east. As
Ariel,
everybody
can I
goes east, I'm gonna keep an eye on the south passage.
All right. Andrastia, things are clear the way you're looking, but the volume gets louder and louder until suddenly something pops out. Huzzah! It's a mass of flesh, a mass of hideous pink and purple flesh with eyes and mouths that melt away and reform. It has 100 hands that mold into its flesh and then reappear and disappear. The whole thing is coming right for you, Aldrich, as if to give you a kiss. Roll for initiative and don't move.
I think I've heard of these things before, and they're awful if they are what I think they are.
Oh yes, I hate these things.
It's like it's gibbering with 1,000 mouths.
Something like that. Here we are, by the way, Aria.
Yeah, I'm coming and logging in. It's been a hell day here on.
No worries. I just saw you in the. No worries. Okay. So Lucius, I don't think you can see that far into the darkness, but you can hear the chitter chatting of some entity that bounds its way in our direction. Oh, hang on, it's not St. Lucius, it's Adrastia. My mistake.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I noticed that thing emerge from the little cavern.
Yeah, you can see it, can't you?
Yeah, I can see it from here. Yeah. So I'm gonna start moving towards it. I'm gonna move 1, 2, 20, 30, 40 feet. Because in the first round, I think I have 10 extra feet of movement.
Cool.
And then, yeah, it's within the first range band. And I'll start shooting it, basically.
Excellent.
With
It flips and crawls and jumps all over the place.
Okay, so, right, so, trying to find where I attack, there it is. Okay, so that's the first one. I assume a 32 critical hits.
It's a fair assumption.
Right, so I'm not using Hunter's Mark, so it's a 22. Yeah, is that thing an aberration? I'm pretty sure
You
it
bet
is.
it is. Yes, certainly
All right,
is.
then it also takes an additional 4 points of damage, so 26, because aberrations are actually my preferred enemy.
Excellent.
We're a little bit more to the right, Ariok. You're going the wrong way.
All right.
Okay, so 26, does that bring it down?
Not even close. The arrow lands into it, the bolt lands into it, and absorbs into its flesh.
Hmm. If I've already begun an attack action, can you do a bonus action to take a different action, then return to your attacks, or is that not something you
You
can do?
can. You can. You can interrupt it with movement as well.
Okay, well, I'm going to interrupt it by casting. Let me check. I have a spell slot for available for it. Yeah, I do. I'm going to cast fire arrows, and then take my second shot with a fire arrow. Because considering
Yep. Did they? Are you still there?
I think he dropped out.
Might,
halfway
well,
through
he
the
said he's
sentence
have.
there.
He says he has internet issues sometimes, so I think that might be what it is.
I think he
All
was
right.
just going to attack with the fire arrow. That's what he was saying.
Yeah. So, rather than we'll let them make their attack when they come back. But for now, we'll move on to Aldrich. But before you can go anywhere else, this thing's incoherent babbling about oceans of pizza is driving you kind of insane. You have to make a wisdom saving throw.
I want oceans of pizza.
That sounds amazing.
What if it's broccoli pizza?
What?
like
Hey,
broccoli pizza.
don't knock it,
I
actually.
mean,
Broccoli on
look,
pizza is pretty good.
Yeah.
you're missing the most important question here. Is there pineapple on the pizza ocean?
Yes, but the pineapple is filled with acid.
Is no
What?
pineapple?
That's even worse.
You know, pineapple eats flesh. That's a
Yeah.
story for another time, but it does. That's why you can't make pineapple jelly. But anyway,
Why would you?
meh. So anyway, Aldrich, unless are you back at Astria?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. The chat
No
just got
worries.
flooded with my attacks.
Excellent. You're able to complete your go, and then we'll move on to Aldrich.
Right, so where was I? So I took my first hit, and did you hear
Yeah,
that I was gonna cast fire arrows?
fire arrows. That's something we got just there, and that was it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then
Perfect.
take another shot with fire arrows active.
Perfect. So a 30.
Just quickly before you do damage and stuff, doesn't your dread ambusher give you an extra D8 on the first attack?
Yes, you're right. You're right. It does.
It gets doubled because it's a crit.
Yeah,
So
you're
it's an
right.
extra
Yeah,
2d8.
so
I
there's extra
completely forgot
2d8
about
on the
that.
first attack.
Yeah, for 5 more normal damage, like piercing damage.
Yep, and then do the fire arrows. They're certainly hits. Yeah, they're both hits. If it's two
Okay,
attacks.
so I'll just ignore. Should I ignore those attacks that I flooded the chat with by accident, or should I
No,
do
you
a
can
fresh
use them.
attack?
Just you can use them. Just use the So you've still got two left, right? A 30 and a 21. They both hit.
Okay, so that one,
Yep.
14 with 4 fire damage, so 18
Cool.
in total. And then the next one, 7 with 1 fire damage, so 8 in total.
All right. That's a much more effective combination. And now the thing is riddled with arrows, and its legs are falling off, its teeth are falling out, its eyes are popping, and it's just melting more or less before our eyes. But during the entire time, it explains the how to divide by the square root of 0, and it just makes you it sends you into mad fits of mathematical magnificence. So, Aldrich, you on the other hand are unable to. You're able to beat off the mad ramblings of this bizarre creature, and it's not quite dead yet, but you can see it dying in front of you, and it whispers to you the secrets of the universe, and it also tells you you're a very good boy.
Lies, I am not a good boy, and I charge.
You get about halfway there. You get about halfway there, and when you reach the like about the 10-foot mark, the world seems to wobble. The ground gives way. The stone turns into flesh or into blood, and you're just splashing and sloshing around as if this was some kind of jumping castle filled with liquid. It slows your movement. It makes it difficult terrain, but other than that, it has no effect.
And I will freeze my chain of command and strike.
Excellent.
Fuck.
It's you must be put off by the wobbling ground, um, and you can feel the flesh, like as in the ground, which is turned to flesh, starting to reach up and grab you and tickle at your feet. All right, Lucius, you hear these things going on, and you see Aldrich get engaged with something, but you're not sure what happens next.
I can see it there. If I move 20 feet. I will just throw a firebolt out.
It's enough to strike it. It's an easy target, fleshy and without much sense. It swallows your firebolt and seems to pop, explode a little bit, and steam and smoke comes out of half a hundred ears. It keeps on talking. It keeps on telling you about your mother.
Yeah, Sanji's gonna pull out that cantrip wand and just throw out a ray of frost.
Bam. You freeze it in place. Snap freeze it. It stops talking and falls to the ground like a frost-coated toffee apple.
Oh, finally, some peace and quiet.
Except it's
Gross.
not quiet. It keeps echoing up this same chamber.
Oh,
Baby, proud, shark.
Horrid.
Mariok, the voices echo up the chamber.
All right, I'll move up since I don't know where this is coming from. I'll move up to here. Is that it?
That's the let's have a look. That's the frozen one, the one up here, the one that we've just snapped frozen.
Who's? Oh, this is one of us.
Sure is.
that's me.
It's a
Please don't
giant
punch me.
eel fish man.
Well, then I guess I can dash. I'll dash and move to here.
Excellent. You can hear the gibbering echoing down this natural cavern. The gibbering gets closer.
I suggest we fall back and let them come to us.
I'm just going to move 30 feet ahead, and I'm just going to get some dancing lights so we can see a little bit better, and spread them down this cave here.
Yeah, sure. I think we have a dancing lights in this. Let's have a look. We have a lot. Oh, there's our dancing lights.
I'm not sure if it's got light with it. Oh, it does, yeah.
Does? Yeah, cool. Beautiful.
That'll be my
All
turn.
right. Finally got my random word generator. Wait, bake, lie, slut, eternal, artist, confession, edition, spray, convert.
Just open up a Word
Eruption,
document
film,
and get some
cloud,
Laura Gibson in there.
faint, harass, disturbance, camera, peel, banner.
Horrid.
All right, Adrastia, just as you're about to act, hip dog, fence ignorant, temperature preference improvement, driver run, radiation sickness.
God damn it. I don't like these things. Let's see. I'm gonna just move up here 15 feet and 20, 30, right about there. And then just ready an arrow if anything comes out of the tunnel ahead of us.
Does
Just
that
also
rule
keep an
retain
eye on
suspicion photograph impact 016 chat?
and also keep an eye on the pathway behind us. So
All
basically,
right,
if I
make
see
a
anything
perception check.
hostile,
I like the echo effect.
Make a perception check.
right there.
The corridors behind you are dead quiet.
Mm.
Notice how he emphasized dead.
Yeah.
Bum bum bum.
Ariok. Award cultural temporary federation depends on a restaurant last call.
It's not my turn.
Aldrich.
Do I still feel the effects of madness?
Good question. No, and the ground turns back to solid stone as well.
I kind of gain my footing again, and then I step on the corpse of this abomination, and
It pops.
I yell down the cavern and say, "Come at us, you mad fools!" And I cast Spirit Guardians.
Reference Death Hour turned veteran publicity dilemma so small mother.
And then I back up right next to the cat.
Wait a minute. So you taunt him, and then you're gonna make me look like the bad guy?
Sleep quarter contract market assembly cottage favorable. Let me see it.
I shall hold a firebolt for if I see one of these things.
Sanj.
Yeah, I'm going to. Can you take a bonus action and then hold your main action?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I am going to cast Expeditious Retreat upon myself, using a bonus action. And then I'm going to move up to next to Lucius and do the same. I'll have that wand at the ready. For a Ray of Frost. Yeah.
Excellent. Ariok.
Okay, I'm gonna move up to here. Do I see what it is? Nothing, huh?
Can you see anything?
I see little red dots down a corridor.
They are dancing lights provided by Zevram. You hear gibbering coming from
I'm gonna move
down
to there.
further. No worries. Half-calf terrify Quran exchange exaggerate crusade! And something slimy this way slithers. Like a fish out of water, like a centipede with broken legs, like a three-legged dog. Something comes ambling up towards you, but it's quite slow, quite deliberate. The voices are so close, though, now, Ariok. Gift module frame, colourful sickness lean disclosed!
But I don't see it.
Doesn't appear to. So close.
Can I roll for perception or?
Yeah, sure.
I just realized we're setting up an ambush for creatures that have a really slow movement speed.
They're just around the corner. Expectation side code expertise excavated Zuma Storm! Well, that's actually kind of makes sense, that last one.
This is like that scene from Austin Powers where the steamroller's coming towards us.
Yeah, that's right. Zevram. Excavate, assume, absorb! Excavate, assume, absorb! Excavate, assume, absorb!
I'll move in just up to Ariok and bonus action, move my dancing lights a bit forward.
Alright. You see what he's...
Just taking dodge action, not doing anything.
Excellent. Adrastia.
Like I posted, as soon as I see Ariok and Zevram turn the corner instead of waiting for them to come to us, I'm just loud and exasperated sigh.
Experience snack, watch ecstasy, countryside sport!
let's see, 1, 2, 4, 30. And I'll take another holding a shot action. Like Arioch, Zevram, these things are really dangerous in close quarters. You don't want to fight them in that tunnel. Trust me.
Clup, 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 as we run.
Yeah, that's all I do basically.
Aldrich, rush the cupboard jacket.
Should I chase after Arioch or should I stay put? I will. I guess I'm waiting to see what happens, or
Yeah,
yeah, I'm just gonna stand right here.
excellent. You can be dodging. Lucius.
I'm just going to hold a firebolt here. I'm not going to follow them into narrow corridors like that. I remember what happened with the Grix, Zevram.
Manual capital overtreat crest trip condition white. Hunch. Rubbish confession, so. Social report, Rob. Forge difficult medicine.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up to here, and then I am going to. That's my turn. I'll just take the dodge. I'm gonna hold a ray of frost.
Swallow, refuse, ostracize. There
Ostracize, refuse, swallow. I say back.
Carbon ostracize systematic.
And I repeat it in backwards.
Left predict hole.
I keep saying it.
1,
And I'm
2,
ready to dodge action, I guess.
and it comes into
now I see
view.
it. What's it look like?
It looks like a mass of purplish flesh melting before you. 100 mouths forming and unforming, eyes blinking and prying, streaming tails that appear then disappear. It's like a nightmare melting and changing before your eyes.
I can't attack. It's over, right?
Yeah, you were dodging, I think. A zebra.
All right. I think I saw 2 and maybe more coming.
Statement Marine Dilemma.
I'm gonna flourish my cape as I summon my swarm of dragonflies. Should I roll initiative for them, or
Do they have their own initiative? I'm not sure.
well, I don't know. Like
Summoned creature? The summons.
summon
The
creature, yeah.
Then it does, yeah.
Okay.
It's handy.
And then I myself will just take a step back again. Bit of a like nope face. And that'll be it for me.
All right. Did you put a swarm of dragonflies token down there? There it is. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's on
cool.
top.
Just makes it
But
hard
do you
to
want it
see.
in a different square? I can put it in the one behind it there.
No, it's cool. I'm just giving it an. Oh, there it is. There's the initiative. What you've added it. Thanks. I didn't even realize you'd added it. Excellent. So they go now, don't they?
Yes, they do. So they shall bite and sting at them.
Yeah,
Nice.
they fly into its mouth and into its ears and down its throats.
Oh,
Wow, that's surprisingly
holy moly!
painful.
Yeah. I think that's the best I've ever seen that spell do.
I'm pretty sure. Drink preference soft.
Does it cough a little bit like when someone gets a fly in their throat? Like,
Yeah, that's it.
Drink
Every time it opens
preparations
its,
in Burger King.
that's it. It opens its mouth and you can hear buzzing within. Quarter pound of fly.
All right. Well, I'm just. I can sort of see it, I guess, from here. But there's two people in the way. There's the narrow passage. This is like an impossible shot to make. So I'm just gonna continue to ready a shot. The conditions being if I have a clear line of sight to it.
Yeah, sure. All right, Aldrich. They're slowly coming up the tunnel, but they've now caught up with Ariok and are intent on devouring her.
That's not a clear line of sight.
No, there's that lump blocking you. That's pretty good. It's pretty good, but things could go wrong. Yeah.
I mean, if worst case scenario is to just singe a bit of fur off the cat.
I will hold up my holy symbol and cast Toll the Dead.
Done. Alright. How we've missed your tolls of the dead. Bam. And with too many ears to hear through, it is a devastating, crippling blow, and shrieks in 100 languages fill the corridor. All right,
That's it.
Lucius.
I'm just going to
Alright.
stand here and cast Vicious Mockery at Ariok. What did you think could possibly go wrong charging into the narrow corridor like that when we know there's creatures coming towards us?
Excellent.
That's it.
Critical.
Sanj.
Yeah. I'm gonna set pop up here. Oh, Ariok seems to be in a bit of a pickle here. Let's see. I am going to. Yeah, I'm just gonna send out another ray of frost at this at the mouth of the Ariok is up against currently.
Excellent.
At a 13.
That'll do it. They are very easy to hit, slow and predictable. Well, ironically predictable.
10 points.
And you burn away or freeze away some of its flesh and slow it down to the beyond the snail's pace that it was already achieving.
I do believe that reduces their movement by what, 10?
Yeah, it's 10 feet.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's turn.
All right. Okay, before you do anything, Ariok, first of all, make a strength saving throw and then a wisdom saving throw. Okay, so the ground moves and flexes around you, but you're strong enough to bound out of it. And the incoherent babbling, you're able to ignore because you're like, "No, I told you so." You
Stupid dummy head.
exactly. You're just like coming up with better incoherent babbling than they can come up with, and so you're unaffected by their gibbering. You're able to take your full actions and everything. Yeah.
Okay, question on points. My attacks count as magical attacks, correct?
They do.
Okay. Punch, punch.
Bam, bam. You beat it down to nothing more than a pulp. Literally a pulp in this case. It's kind of got like little bits of fibrous content in among the plasma style liquid. Um, yeah, a literal pulp.
I step back and flip him off again.
The ground is still sagging and moving and wiggling underneath your feet, but you're nimble and strong enough to avoid the worst of its effects. The gibbering mouthers, advance! 1,
One
2,
step.
3, 4.
Oh my
1,
God.
2, 3, 4. They're coming for you. Zebram.
Was that their speed while dashing?
Yeah, they move at a speed of 10, so they dash for 20. If you ray of frost them, they technically have a speed of 0.
um,
They're hilarious creatures. I like. They must just exist for DMs to piss to throw in a charge. You get players that charge this.
I think I'm just gonna cast Vicious Mockery on this first one that I can see. Oh, can I see it still? Probably
Can
not.
you see it?
Like the wall's kind of in my way, so maybe not.
Oh,
I can see
right.
that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, you can see that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll Vicious Mockery that one then.
Yeah. I'll put a dynamic line in. Oh, no, I won't bother. So there already actually is one there, just kind of a bad one. Yeah, so excellent. It's a wisdom save, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing that you can say that it hasn't heard before. I mean, pizza face, come on.
Yeah, quite literally.
Or said before.
Exactly, that's right.
All right.
You say something to it and it
Dragonflies.
retorts with something worse.
That's right. Float animal opposite!
I'm just giving it more material, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
These
it
swarms
flies
will
into the corner,
bite the
takes
same one.
That's it.
There's an 8 hit.
An 8? Almost, but not quite.
Okay.
The flies buzz around it, and the gibbering mouther starts eating them with 100 frog tongues.
No. That's my turn though.
Adrastia!
I can't do anything. So
You
I
can
guess I
fire
just
through enemy as friendlies. You just take a bit of a penalty doing it.
yeah, but I'm firing through 4 friendlies though, or 2 at the very least.
Maybe you
And
just
the
need to
rate
sharpen your bolts for a bit of extra penetration.
the rate that you fire too, the likelihood of getting a critical one is pretty high. Natural one is pretty high.
Yeah, so
3 and
I
20.
just have to
So anyway,
grind my teeth in frustration and do nothing.
no worries.
Well,
Aldrich.
not nothing. I'll continue to hold a bolt if the way clears and I'm not obstructed anymore.
Perfect.
Is this abomination damaged?
Is it damage? Yeah, it is. No, it's not actually. No, no, simply not.
And I shall cast
Definition competence
Bam.
literature. Bam. But it closes its ears this time. It melts away and cannot hear you. Lucius. Full global
Lucius,
gloom.
Lucius has just got his arms crossed, tapping his foot like, "Oh, look out! It's almost catching you."
Silence.
Yeah, I am. Oh, yeah. Rinse and repeat. Let's see. I'm gonna
All
target.
right, but actually, sorry. Before you act, Sanj, I've just realised.
Sure.
1, 2. You're caught in 3 auras, so you have to make 2
Oh.
strength saving throws and a wisdom save.
Okay. So the 2 strengths.
You fail. You your speed is reduced to 0 as the ground melts and swallows your legs.
Oh well, that's not good. All right, speed currently 0. That's cool. And the wisdom saving throw. Make this an advantage, I think, because I'm the Vidalcan.
Oh,
So it's an
no, you
11.
get lucky. That DC is 10. All right, so the
Cool.
gibbering continues, but you're able to shut it out, maybe due to your years of intense concentration training.
Ariok, I'm a little stuck here. If you could just keep him there, that would be fantastic. And sunken a quarter into the ground, I'll Ray of Frost, old mate.
Bam. He's such an easy target, and now he's not going anywhere.
Sweet, and that's turn.
Ariok. Make
That
us
one-
two strength saving throws, 2 wisdom saves. You are stuck in the mud. It's wisdom, not intelligence, but you're fine anyway. So you're stuck in the mud, but your persistent gibberish is able to fend off theirs.
Okay, punch.
Oh, second one fails, however.
Oh, sorry.
So on a failure, your creature can't take reactions and rolls a d8 to determine what it does. So roll a d8. Okay, on 1 to 3, you do nothing. So you start in your mind. You're punching in your mind, and thought is the real reality. It's not, but
Question:
yeah.
Is this considered a charm?
Ooh, ooh. Maybe, sure, okay.
Okay,
Do you have
so
resistance against charms or something?
stillness of mind says that at the end of my turn I can decide I'm not.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's fine. No worries. So at the end of your turn, you can get rid of the
But
effect if you wish.
I can't punch it. You said right.
No, that's right, because it's the end of your turn, not the start.
All right, so I'm no longer charmed.
All right, perfect. The this one is frozen in place due to the ray of frost which struck it, but the one that is in front of Ariok um, tries to spit acid into her eyes. Make a dexterity saving throw. Oh, each creature within 5 feet, so there's
This
also
is me as
sand.
well.
Yeah, you have to make one as well.
Given that am I grappled? Like, am I at disadvantage for this? Given that I'm
Not
like,
a disadvantage. No, you can't move, but you can still like cover your eyes.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my inspiration for
No worries.
that. Great. Okay, no worries.
You are blinded until the end of the Mouther's turn. Fortunately, when it sees that you're, this one's not. Yeah, so it can go 1. Can't really go anywhere. All right, so it just stays where it is. It attacks Ariok with its bite. All right, but fortunately, it's a miss because it's got so many mouths, and it was attempting to rip you down to the. They're quite ferocious once you get close to them. Zephyr.
Again, I'll vicious mockery the one that's.
All right.
Oh wow. Okay, great.
It hears but doesn't really care. Sticks and stones may break my bones.
I will give Sanj a inspiration as well.
Quotation athlete braid.
Then the
Dragonflies.
attack. 16 hit.
16 will definitely hit. All right, and you start gnawing at it with little tiny mandibles. Andrastia.
Mm. I mean, there are things that I could do besides shoot, but it would take spell slots, and I don't know if it's worth burning one at the moment. The situation doesn't look that dire, surprisingly.
Yeah, because you're not in here.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see. What's the range on this?
I mean, we've got it in hand, sort of.
Or mouth.
Or eye.
Nah,
or
never mind. I couldn't do it without affecting them anyway. So I'll just keep doing what I've been doing.
Yeah. Aldrich.
Am I able to go into this tight space next to Sanj and or like press up against him?
You are, but you'll be at disadvantage for any sort of rolls, and they'll be at advantage against you. So you can, but it's tight.
All right, Sanj. So you're blinded, and now you can feel Eldritch pressing up against you.
Yeah, oh,
You
this is not
you
how
hope
not
that
how I
it's
envisioned this
Well,
going.
That's
it goes
it.
worse and worse.
you
I
hope that
know.
it's a adamantine codpiece.
Oh, at least buy me a drink first. Oh, jeez.
I sniff Sanj's forehead. and
It's fishy.
as
He smells like the sea.
it's only range for this one, so my spirit guardians will take into the effect on the bottom one.
All right, I'll chuck the aura down upon you. We'll make it a dark blue aura because it's one of the only ones I haven't used yet. Is it 15 foot, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
on myself.
I believe they take damage at the start of their turn, though, not on his.
They do. They do. So I'll remember that 13.
And then I will cast Words of Radiance on the one on the right.
Excellent. But it enjoys your words and it adds them to its repertoire. Radiance, radiance.
And then I pet Sanja's head and say, everything will be okay.
It's kind of slimy, or more
And
maybe slick, like a
Sanj used to
freshly
roll
massaged body.
Sanj used to roll Constitution or wet himself.
Indeed.
That's my secret, Captain. I'm always wetting myself.
That's what the Vedal can do. Lucius and Catherine. Fireball.
I'm just watching this like, what's I kind of look away like, I'll
Lightning
cover
bolt.
my face, look away. No, I don't want to see the rest of what happens next.
Sanj, you are still blinded.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna use my action to try and pull myself up out of this mud if possible.
Yeah, make a strength saving throw. How many
Sure.
strength saving throws? One. You can make 2 strength saving throws and a.
And a wisdom saving. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So the strengths.
Yeah, that's fine.
Um,
Oh, you're stuck.
can I use Zevran's inspiration on that roll?
His bardic inspiration.
I think so. Yeah, because I think he gave it
Yeah?
to
No. He wants to use Zevram's 1 per session inspiration.
me.
No.
What die is it, Sash?
It's a
D8?
It's a D8. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
So it's a total of 9.
Oh, so close, but
Yeah.
your little footsie still stuck.
And then was it wisdom? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sure. The
The
13.
incoherent babble. La la la, I'm not listening. So you are in control of your mind, but not your eyes or feet.
Great. Well, I'm just gonna sit here, like kind of fold my arms and just like let Aldrich kind of pat me on the head. All right, that's my turn.
Ariok, 2 strength saves, 2 wisdom saves. You're caught. So you are stuck. And you are also subjected to the randomness. Roll a d8.
With a 9 on the strength saving throw, I like to think it's like the tip of his tail got
Yeah,
stuck in the ground.
Chaos God, and it can't bear to rip the fur off. All right, on a 7 or 8, the creature makes a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within its reach. Roll a 1d2. On a 1, it's Sanj. On a 2, it's the Mouther.
Oh god.
All right, you attack Sanj. You make a single melee attack against Sanj.
You've got
What, I
advantage
do?
because I'm blind. Yep.
But yeah, you have advantage because he's blind.
right.
Oh no.
So since my claws are the least damaging thing no, I'll use my claws because it's the least damaging.
Excellent. 9
Um,
points of damage. Sanj.
Now, given that I can't see this, am I able to use shield as a reaction? I don't know if it's
Yes.
Oh no, I don't
Yes.
think you can with shield.
Well, post
Let's
I'll
have a
post
look.
the spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, place a spell. When you are hit by an attack or targeted by the spell. So yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
no,
you
so you
can.
can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in that case, I will spend my reaction to do that.
Whoa. All right. The
Sorry.
gibbering mouthers move forward. Blah. 5, 10. You can't really get anywhere. So they're just going to go for Ariok. I can address you. Do you have an action held or anything like that?
Only if the way was clear, but it's
It's
definitely
not
not.
clear. No. All right. So first of all, let's see if one of them recovers its spittle. The other one definitely
Yeah,
does.
the
No.
13 damage from Eldritch's Spirit Guardians.
Oh yeah, good call. Good call. All right. So he gets a saving wisdom save, right?
Yeah.
Half damage or full damage anyway. So 15.
Also, it's half movement while they're inside his Spirit Guardians. They just entered it, so it doesn't matter yet, but just putting that out there
Ah,
that it's half movement inside for them.
excellent, excellent. I never take that into account, so that's good. All right, so you're being spat upon once and then given the oral treatment twice, Ariok. So here comes the spit. Make a dexterity saving throw, and Sanj, you may also make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh
Well,
gosh.
hold on. Shouldn't we see if they die first from the Spirit Guardian damage?
They didn't. I just used the damage that he rolled earlier.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah,
Dexterity was it? Yeah.
yeah. DC 13. You are blinded until the of the gibbering mouther's next turn as spit fills your eyes and blocks them up like conjunctivitis, like
Yeah.
that.
Not good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. They offer you some comforting words. Association Cinema Constitution. And then they attack Ariok with all their mouths, biting once and then biting again. 8s and 9s, Ariok. Do 8s and 9s hit?
Are you kidding?
I'm kind of kidding. All right. Unfortunately, Zevram, you are caught up in like how many auras? Like 3 if you include Aldrich. Anyway, you are caught up in a pair of auras as the ground swivels and sways underneath you. Make strength saving throws, 2 of them.
I thought it was 15 feet.
I've got the auras. They're 10 and 20. Yeah.
Okay.
They have 2
right.
auras. They have a 10-foot aura and a 20-foot aura.
So strength saving throw, was it?
2 of them. You should see the coloured
Yeah.
circles I've got on my screen. They're everywhere.
Yeah, it's Eldritch that has the 15-foot aura.
Correct.
And wisdom save as well?
No, just 2 strength saving throws for you.
Okay. I think I'm stuck. Do I still get to take my action and stuff?
Yeah, you just have a movement speed of 0.
Cool. Again, vicious mockery on the right one.
Bam. You mock him. Does he care? You have found the secret words that hurt him so. What are those words? Pottery,
I hit
hammer,
him.
incapable.
I hit him with some logic. 2 + 2
Logic.
is 2.
Oh no! No!
I'm going to prepare to cast Fireball on Zephyr.
The square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of the other. Alright.
Does a 13 hit the top one?
Very easily, it gnaws upon the mouther. Ooh. And the mouther is little more than a pile of teeth and flesh and eyes and tongues slithering along the ground, howling in desperation. Again, coffin set! It says, desperately pleading for its life. Interesting.
And that's it. That is all.
Old Reach.
I shall raise my holy symbol again and cast Toll the Dead on both of them since I have Reaper.
Alright, the top one and the bottom one. Whoa, the top one is not listening. It's all but dead anyway, and so the bell means nothing. The second one is caught up in the cacophony that echoes and vibrates, filling Undermountain with the ringing of bells. Dong, dong. Roll a d10, Aldrich. Uh-huh. Lucius.
I'm just standing there watching all this, shaking my head like, oh, for fuck's sake, are we really? Oh. Here I was thinking we were renowned adventurers of the Sword Coast. This is just embarrassing.
We're winning.
I just glance at Lucius and roll my eyes along with him.
Sanj. 2 strength, 2 wisdom.
Oh gosh. All right. Double strength. And
You're
double
not
wisdom.
going anywhere. Alright, but your mind has been your own throughout all of this.
So I am still blind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to visualize the corridor that we had just walked through to enter this small sort of passageway,
Yeah.
and I'm going to dimension door myself pretty much next to Lucius.
Problem solved. Area.
And as I get there, I'm just like, oh, fuck, I hate this place.
Can we go back to the Boreskia Bridge?
You thought that was a good idea? How?
Yeah, don't remind me.
Area. 2 strength, 2 wisdom. Your feet are free, as is your tail. But your mind? Yes. You have clear thought. This one in front of you is just a puddle. It's a wriggling puddle, but a puddle nonetheless. The other one seems to be relatively formidable. It doesn't seem to have taken many wounds.
Okay, well that one is going to get me.
Bam, bam.
Is it dead
Both of
or is
those
it
hit.
still alive?
The one on the ground.
No, the one that was pretty much okay.
The one that's pretty much okay is still okay,
Even though those are magical attacks. Okay.
even
So I
though.
will use a key point and hit it 2 more times. And if I hit,
Excellent.
it has to. I don't know if you can knock these prone.
Sort of. Die! Alright, that is 13 and 8. And you attempt to knock them prone.
Yeah, I have to roll.
All right, strength saving throw, right?
Hold on.
Might be Dex.
I'm looking.
Yeah.
It's Dex.
All right. And it goes down like a sack of, well, biological matter.
And I step
Splat.
back.
All right. As you step back, they bite towards you. Bite!
Dead? Stuck?
No, he was not
No, I'm
stuck
free.
that round. One of them bites you on the tail just as you're leaving for 13 points of damage, and you need to make a strength saving throw or be ripped to the ground. But you lose the tip of your tail and just get out of there. The gibbering mouthers, one is prone. It spends 5 feet of its movement to get up, and then moves forward, and then rushes, and the other one rushes as well. It's too tight a corridor.
Isn't it frozen?
I don't think any of them are frozen. No, not
No.
right now.
No ray of frost the last couple rounds, I think.
Yeah, not since our wizard went invisible. And one of them gets close enough to attack Ariok with its. Let's see if it recharges its spit.
Can it do that after it dashed?
It's not dead at all. It's just it's a puddle, but it's still not
No,
dead.
I mean after it dashed.
After it dashed, one of them dashed, the other one didn't dash.
Okay, well, 15.
So this one that did dash cannot attack. This one that did dash cannot. This one that did. Anyway, you know what I mean. It lunges towards you, Ariok, desperately trying to find its last meal, but it will not survive. Now, Zevram, you're caught into 2 of the strength auras and 1 of the wisdom auras. And I should have been making saving throws for your dragonflies this whole time as well, and I haven't been. All right, you are in control.
I will step forward, take out Azura, and slice at this gibber in front of us.
All right, it is vulnerable, but it's from wants to survive. It will not. It's instant death.
I will move into its space and
Squash.
slice at the other one.
Excellent. It is equally as vulnerable as the last.
I will choose to flourish on this one as well.
Wonderful.
I'll just use mobile flourish.
In any case, it is utterly vanquished.
See, no problem.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Wiping the spit from my eyes, just.
What the hell kind of creature was that?
That thing. That thing wasn't of this world. They're quite common down here in the dark.
And it is once again not of this world.
That was one of the more annoying experiences I've put myself through. Actually, they just don't shut up.
No, they don't.
Well, I listen down the hallway, see if I can hear any more of them.
Make a perception check, yeah. Somewhere in the distance, you do?
Oh, no. We're going back the other way.
Well, just a second, Lucius. And I'm going to take a minute to use my primeval awareness to search for aberrations.
Yeah.
I think we
If there's-
already know how that works.
It's automatic. It's an automatic success, isn't it? Like in 1 mile or something?
Yeah. Then how do I post it like this?
Yeah.
There we go. So
5 fucking
running
miles.
5 miles. Yeah, it's like you said, it's one of the most broken abilities in the game.
Yeah. You uncover 7,444 aberrations within a 5-mile radius.
That's it.
Yeah. That's the gibbering is getting louder.
Well, guys, now we know how many things we got to kill down here.
Are we sure we want to proceed down this hallway?
Oh, there's a nice room down
I-
here. If you want to come down here.
I think that's a terrible idea if there's a nest of these things down that way.
Well, we've yet to find a way down to the next level.
Yeah, we found it. We just need to excavate it.
There's a
Right,
room.
We did
there's
find a
room.
way.
There might be another way down.
Refund shave aids, ambition, relaxation.
Well, how are we going, Lucius? They're just gonna get killed if we don't.
Blub. Something squelches and swirls just around the corner. Insistence won't sell a possible nation.
Around which corner?
Around the corners that you're cornering right now. We should roll for initiative. Something comes running in your direction. You can hear its 100 feet plodding. It's desperate. It wants to meet you. It wants to greet you. It wants to say hello in 100 different languages. Able bet awful, read a gesture. All right, Adrastia, your ears are sharp enough to know that it's no more than 100 paces away, and probably considerably less.
Alright, is it coming from the north or the south passage?
From the south, around this corner down the bottom here.
Okay, so 10, 20, 30, 40. Oh, I still don't have line of sight of it. Ah, damn it. I'm not gonna get most of my first turn bonuses. Oh well, I'll just have to ready an action for when it turns the corner.
Ariok.
I'm gonna stand over here and cross my arms like our wizards did, and just look disappointed.
Clever girl. Sand.
Sure. I'm gonna go
I can't believe we're doing this.
7, 8. So let's move and dash. And then I'll hold a ray of frost with my action.
Excellent.
Don't let them get close. It's my turn.
I did say they were dangerous up close.
Zebra.
So I hear them coming from the south as well.
Yeah, you hear them because you hear them say cigarette fitness hallway foster suffering.
Okay. I will go down to meet them. And bonus action, I'll just get my dancing lights and move them down here.
Payne Aldrich, Gale.
I will stand ready and have Toll the Dead ready to cast if I see any enemy pop out.
Indeed, the bell shall ring. Lucius.
I'm just gonna walk up a bit and get ready to enjoy the show. See what these idiots are about to do.
Gibbering Mouther, it's your go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gibbering Mouther rushes. Adrastia.
Fucking god damn it, they're so slow.
It's like
just
one of the
forward.
worst combats we've ever been involved in, no doubt.
I just move forward like 5 feet next to Sanj to clear my line of sight a little bit and then hold another shot.
At the edge of your vision, you can see the ground warping and weaving as if disappearing and turning to plasma. Harryok, I accidentally skipped right over you, but are you just pouting?
That's I'm working on my disapproving look.
You have mastered it. You've you come up with the most perfect facial expression that conveys. Well, if only the school teachers could see you right now, they'd be mimicking you.
And then I
Silence.
smile proudly to myself.
You look good. You look really good. I mean, you're the best looking thing in Undermountain. Objectively.
Yes, holding my action, just wand out at the ready, kind of over Eldritch's shoulder.
Of course, Zevram.
Alright, run 30 feet down. Now I see them.
Fireball.
I will. I wish I had fireball. I will cast. I just see the two of them.
That's it.
Okay. Where am I? Where's my? What's it? There they are.
There they are.
I'll send them forward. I should have rolled initiative for them actually. Forgot about that.
Yeah, good call. That's convenient. You're good at this. Not quite convenient enough, but it's good.
I'll just put them next to me because I wouldn't have been able to like put it in their face essentially.
Yeah.
So when they
Yeah,
turn, they can move. I, on the other hand, will just cast Vicious Mockery on this first one.
Okay, but he is not impressed and mocks you back, calling you pig clay.
What does that mean?
That's a burn, that one.
It's pretty bad. Dang Eldritch. Infinite cream!
Infinite cream.
On the closest one, I will cast.
It was Aldrich when he said that.
I think so.
That's too good.
It wasn't bad. All right. Give 100 monkeys 100 typewriters, and sooner or later. All right.
Yeah.
Wisdom
It was the
saving
worst
throw.
of times.
Which one was it, Aldrich? The top or the bottom?
The bottom one.
Perfect. Your bell erupts and causes ripples in its reality, melting it, but echoing throughout the chambers of Undermountain. Would you believe that I haven't once rolled a random encounter? Anyway, never mind. It's not quite true, but it's almost true. Lucius.
I'm just going to keep watching everyone judgmentally.
Excellent. You make a performance check.
Do I have advantage because I'm just a natural at being a stuck-up dick?
Yeah, you would, except for you are up against Ariok, and Ariok's pretty good at being condescending as well.
Hang on, let me roll my portents for the day. Oh wait, no, I already did that. I'm going to use my 19 plus my 2 on performance to get a 21, which means I'm better than you at pouting.
He looks like a child, like a toddler. It's you just want to bend him over and smack him with your wooden spoon.
I look at him and say, "You just wait."
The gibbering mouther rushes. 1, 2. Wait. It rushes. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's coming for you. It's
must
coming
be
for
exhausted.
you. 1, 2,
Is he
3, 4.
exhausted?
It's just about. It's puffing through 50 different mouths.
So this fellow takes 6 cold damage, and his speed is reduced by 10.
He is not going anywhere. Like, his game is over.
And I also shoot him for 15 and 2 fire.
Ah,
So
nice.
17.
He burns alive. He's crispy and smells like burning garbage.
Horrible. Oh, a +4 as well because aberration. I forgot
Oh.
about that.
You know just where to hit him to get 2 or 3 hearts at once.
Okay, I step forward.
My swarm didn't go, but yeah, they attacked.
Ah,
Oh,
excellent.
sorry. I'll go back.
No, it's all good. My fault. It's your go now, Ariok.
Okay. I will step forward and roll this again.
Actually, the swarms are. It doesn't matter because they fail anyway. But they need to make wisdom saving throws every turn.
And that is I'm going to use my inspiration
Uh huh.
to roll this and attempt to look like a condescending wizard.
Do you have a
That is-
charisma penalty?
What's
so
that?
see.
Yeah, your roll should be higher than that. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe he just has an 8 charisma.
Do you have an 8 charisma?
No.
No, that's not possible because Tabaxi have a
No.
charisma bonus.
How did I get a 9 charisma?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's correct.
Oh, it is correct. All right.
Because I put everything in dexterity and
You're like Grumpy Cat.
Okay.
Right. Son.
So it's impossible for you to match up to one of these judgmental wizards.
Yeah, I'm gonna step forward like maybe 5 feet. And I am going to. Does the swarm of dragonflies count as a creature?
Yeah, it does.
It does. Cool. Yeah, I pull out some shavings of iron from my pocket, and I'm gonna
Turn
cast
it-
enlarge.
turn into a gorilla. That's what I want.
Nice.
So that swarm of insects is now it's a swarm of bigger insects. And so I lose concentration in expeditious retreat, but I'm now concentrating on that, and that's turn.
The dragonflies glisten. Their little iridescent wings, sparkling in whatever faint light might be down here.
Yeah, so
Death
as I
dragonflies.
mentioned in the chat, that attack I made was my held action from the previous turn.
Beautiful.
Skipped over my turn.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
My mouse double clicks. It's yeah, it's not always my fault. Anyway, it's your go.
Okay. Wasn't going to do anything exciting. I was just going to shoot that Mouther there twice. The one closest to Ariok and Zevram.
No worries.
There's one close to me. Wait, where?
I mean, Aldrich and Zevram.
Bam.
9 and 3 fire.
Cool.
And 4, so that's 16, I think, total. And then that's 19, 23 on that one.
Which ends it. A much more effective way of dealing with it than our last attempt. So, did Sanj, did you have a go?
Yeah, I used my turn to cast enlarge on the swarm.
Of course, Zevram.
Doesn't look like I'm going anywhere.
Yeah, you're caught up in 2, but you're not caught up in the wisdom saves, just the strength saves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have 2 auras. One's 10 foot, one's 20 foot.
Well, I think I'm forced to use Vicious Mockery again. Where is it? Where is it? For 5 damage.
All right. It's the first wound it's taken. Up until now, everything had been directed against its comrade. Aldrich, make 2 strength saving throws. The ground begins to wobble and shake, and it catches you in its grasp. You are trapped as the stone eats your feet.
No worries. I shall cast All the Dead.
These monsters would be really effective minions, like if you chucked them with, some other things. Just bogged down combat while the wizards assassinate. That'd be nice.
I think the problem is they're indiscriminate in their gibbering and madness. So
Good
they
call.
would
You'd need to
make
be
good
like deaf
support
or something.
characters.
Yeah, you'd have to put them with things that. Yeah, that's a good point. Nonetheless, in spite of the power of your blast, this gibbering mouther it just enjoys the sound of your death toll. Nothing has ever been so sweet. All right, Lucius, you have successfully managed to hang on to your power reserves. I assume you hang on to them some further.
No, my mic cut out there. No, I'm standing there with my arms crossed, watching everyone, but I've got a really smug look on my face because the Tabaxi here has come in and tried to steal my title, and I'm like, nah, get out of here.
Yeah, I'm the biggest bitch around here. 1, 2. It charges. Charge! That's the end of its turn. Swarm of dragonflies. Swarm of dragonflies makes 2 wisdoms. No, it makes 1. It makes a wisdom saving throw.
They don't have a wisdom save, so
It's just press their wisdom. Yeah. All right. Roll a d8. On a 5 or 6, it takes no action or bonus action and uses all its movement to move in a random generation, which is it goes down, runs into the wall. Bam. Adrastia.
bam.
Bamf, bamf. Like moths.
I think within its aura, the larger of its 2
No.
auras.
Oh, yes, you are. I'm looking at the wrong one. It's confusing me. You are in the edge of its strength aura. You're absolutely right. But you fight out of it. You're not getting caught in this simple bending of reality.
Yeah. Horrible, disgusting things die, goddammit.
Horseshoe admit colleague. Bam. Good hit.
So 19 plus 4, so 23 on that one.
23.
That was a crit, nice. But it wasn't, so that's 11, 14, 18. Do fire arrows get rolled twice as well?
All dice get rolled. Yeah, it's just the modifiers that don't get doubled, but all dice do.
Okay, so that's 24 on that one.
24 in total. Cool. You're reducing it. You're popping it instantly. It's these couple of attacks have really sunk it as you strike what counts as a vital organ, and you see rainbow-colored fluid leak out and splash across the ground, pitter-pattering in its different shaped feet. It's not yet dead, but it's getting close. Ariok, is disturbing. It's quite disturbing. You might describe it as electron room dividend strong slip.
Wow. I turn my head away, reset my face, and bring it back as condescending with.
He looks pretty condescending. It would disapprove a grandmother. You know, you could make a dwarven woman feel bashful with that sort of look.
So she's reached the level of like apprentice wizard condescending.
Journeyman wizard, perhaps. Sarge.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of take a step or two back, and then Ray of Frost this fucking bunch of mouths.
I was going to
Finish
say, go
him.
in this fight.
All right, you reduce it down to a single heartbeat. It's lying on the ground, frozen, covered in frost, but you can see this one heart. Ba-boom, ba-boom.
All yours, Evram.
This is literally the third one that's been reduced to exactly 1 hit point. They're great survivors. 2 strength saving throws, 1 strength, 1 wisdom. Zevram. The strength's not too important. You're not going anywhere. The wisdom is what counts, because like you might stab Eldritch, which would be kind of funny.
Yeah, that's it.
The tunnel seems eerily quiet. There is not a trace of sound, save for the dripping of water and maybe the occasional scurrying of little centipede feet in the distance.
I think we got them all.
It's nice to have some peace and quiet. I can hear myself think again.
Yeah, at least those things don't tend to sneak up on you.
Speaking of thinking, Ariok, Lucius, are the two of you okay?
That was a massive waste of time.
I'm fine. That was fun.
You've both gotten very good at pouting.
I don't know why we have to waste our time fighting such things. I mean, we just returned from hunting a great dragon, and now you want to waste time fighting these little
Listen to me.
slugs.
We're just exploring. Like I
It's the
said,
I'm too good for Undermountain.
Well, no, Zevram, the thing is that the better treasure is always going to be deeper down. Why are we exploring this level when we could be heading further down?
well, you said yourself, the other way is blocked. If we find another way, then we won't have to waste time.
Yes, but me and Sanj can get through that in a matter of seconds.
if it's a simple cave-in, it's easy to fix.
Well, why didn't you say so?
I have.
I believe
There were
the fault is mine, acting on the assumption that you knew I could do that. But well, yes, I can do that.
Let's
Wait,
go
Star, I
find
see something about it.
Let's go find that cave in then. It was like southeast of here, wasn't it?
Off the top of my head, I think so, but it's been a while since I was last here.
Up
Guys,
ahead,
hold
there
up
is
a
a
minute. I see
glowing
something up ahead.
room. Yeah, it's funny that you should say something, because in addition to what you up ahead, there is a glowing rune. It's an elven rune, and it appears to be a dire warning not to approach under penalty of death.
Oh, like that's gonna happen.
You say rune as in like it's been etched into the stone, or it's like a magical glyph? What sort of?
Yeah, a magical glyph. That's right. Yeah.
Hmm.
If you make a history check, then you might learn what Adrastia already knows, and that is that this is a classic dark elf symbol. The Drow use glowing runes, whether magical just using natural glowing pigments to send messages to each other, both in the wild, such as this, or in more direct situations. You know how our special forces use hand signals? They
Yeah.
have glowing runes. That's kind of their
Okay, sure.
part of their shtick. And so anyway, up ahead there is a whole series of indications that would be clear to any drow, at least, that progressing any deeper will surely mean your death.
Well, I'll stop everybody and relay that, of course.
You got all that from a symbol.
Well, yeah. We don't want just any outsider to just walk in here and realize what that symbol means.
Yeah,
It
but
is akin to a code of some kind, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Devram, I believe she just called you an outsider.
But
I'm not
Well,
changing what I said.
we should be fine, right? We have you with us, so the drow will see you and they will think,
Oh, I don't think so.
you're
that
slaves.
you're hanging out with non-drow, so you're nice.
We might
we not-
be of. They might be my kin, but that doesn't mean that we get all buddy like you humans.
Perhaps
Wait a
we could
minute.
reason with the drow then. We have effectively destroyed the Xanathar's guild and any foothold that they may have had down here. Made their life a little easier, right?
This place
Hang
looks
on, is that the
familiar.
wall of bones up ahead?
It is.
Yeah, this is the spot we met Adrastia.
It is.
It is.
Right.
Oh.
There's some doors this way, isn't there? I remember last time we pushed through this. Is it still dismantled or is it back
Yeah,
up?
that's correct. It has not been reassembled.
Okay. Moving through it then.
What
Yes,
purpose did this wall serve?
I think just a makeshift wall for the bugbears to hide behind.
Oh,
There
see.
should be a room full of boots and stuff ahead.
Yes. This definitely looks familiar.
You find the warnings much more insistent now. Like, stay the fuck away. This is the limit of where it is safe for you. Any further progression will be considered transgression.
Oh, this
So these-
guy's we took the spell book off that had Cloudkill in it.
Mm.
And we fought all
what
those
was his name?
those weird creatures with the one eye and the three fingers. What did
And
you
those
call them?
dirty halflings tried to murder me from behind.
Right.
Oh, yes, the rat folk, no?
Yeah.
Well, we find ourselves at the threshold. Adrastia, is this the way forward to Skullport?
I believe it could be. It looks very familiar, but as I mentioned before, if there are drow beyond this point, it seems very likely. Don't expect any special treatment just because I'm with you.
No, of course.
If I remember correctly, we head south from here and then east. Like, we go around this corner to the south and then we head east at the bottom of the corridor.
Very well.
All right.
Before going on, since there's these runes and stuff everywhere, and the last time we were here, we met that drow that was invisible. I am going to activate my third eye ability for the see invisibility function.
Yeah, cool. So you currently have see invisibility functioning for how long does it last?
Until the next long rest.
Oh wow, shit.
10th level divination wizard.
I see. I didn't know. Yeah, right. I see. That's fantastic. Make perception checks, everyone. Yeah. Ariok, you hear breathing coming from the north. Adrastia, you also hear the breathing, and it's the steady, quiet, deliberately silent breath of someone trying to, stifle coughs or be quiet. Like this isn't someone sleeping. It's the practiced breathing of an assassin.
Oh my God! Close your mouth when you're breathing.
What? I'm breathing through my nose. Thank you very much.
No, the people up the corridor who are trying to hide from us.
What?
There's people up the corridor.
Well, someone's breathing real heavy up there. Either that or they're fapping.
Interesting.
What?
Ariok's not lying. There's somebody watching us.
Somebody's watching me.
Should I blow them up? I can blow them up. I'll kind of point my staff in that direction, like,
Perhaps
Blow them up. Blow
perhaps we could
them up.
ask. We could restrain and perhaps question. If it's an
We could tick-
assassin and we are the intended target, someone wants us dead.
We could tickle him till he wets himself.
Have you tried that before,
mean-
Ariok?
No, but I want to try it now. Let's go get him.
You sure you want to start something? They're watching us right now. If they wanted to ambush us, they could have done so already.
Can we afford to? We're saying this all out loud. Can we afford to leave them behind?
Well, it's
So
likely
they
that
can
they realize we see them.
Yes, definitely.
wait,
So
you
they're
see
either
them?
gone now. No, we don't see anybody. We can hear them. I'm gonna try and focus my hearing. Can I hear the breathing anymore? Or has it stopped?
You make a perception check again. I'll give you advantage since everyone's silent and you're straining your ears and you know what to look for. Sounds quiet up there.
May I do it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gone. I think they're gone.
If we are concerned about someone following us from behind as we enter, I can seal this passage off if we require.
And there's breathing Ariok coming not just from the north but from the west as well.
Oh my God! Now it's from the west too. They're all around us. We're gonna die.
Was
So
there
rather
another way to get to the passage to Skullport?
Absolutely. These passages that you're like going left or north won't get you to Skullport. Neither of those directions is the way to
Yeah,
your
the
destination.
way that I remember is we go south, and then at the
Mm.
bottom of the stairs we go east.
Yeah,
Can I
that
ask
is
a question?
correct. Yeah.
Could we go to the stairway and then seal behind us the stairway?
No, like creatively, there's no obvious way to do it. But
Well,
your
no, I'm
players,
asking the
yeah.
wizard
You
for
might-
if
I
we can
realised
stone
that too
shape.
late. That yeah.
Sorry.
What was the question?
Yeah, my
Ariok?
mistake.
Sorry.
Well, if we go to the stair, we can seal the hall behind us. That way, there's only one entrance instead of these.
I mean, if you're
I'm-
concerned about people following us, just point them out and I'll blow the shit out of them.
but that's the thing,
No.
Lucius. We can't see who we're talking about.
And they know we're talking about them.
Yeah, it's fine. No, okay. No, where's this breathing coming from? Where do you hear it, Ariok? Just
I
point in
point
that
north,
direction.
north and west.
Behind the door, right beside you, west.
Is that a door?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a door.
Oh, I didn't know it was a door.
It has one of those runes on them.
Well, yeah, behind this ruined door, I guess.
That last time that door opened, there was half a dozen halflings in there that all fired at me with crossbow bolts.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Okay, Han Solo.
Let's
Yeah.
we can avoid any unnecessary conflict by simply moving ahead and sealing the passageway behind us.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Ariok can kick the door open and I'll
Nope.
blast the entire room.
No, I'm
Whatever.
still being condescending.
Don't get me wrong. I have no particular fondness for my kin, but I have no desire to kill them for no reason either.
Yeah, but I mean, this one's a particular asshole.
This one.
I am curious to know if they are assassins. It means someone's paid them.
I'm going to shout, "Show yourselves, cowards!"
Make an intimidation check. There's no response.
Okay, can I try something?
Yeah.
Loth is a pansy.
Make a performance check.
Oh, okay.
What did you say? Lolth is a pansy. Oh.
Somewhere behind one of the doors, their eyes, but that's all.
I think you're just hearing things. Like, no one's attacked us. Don't hear anything. Let's just move on.
Yes, let's.
Very well. Shall I seal this passage behind us as an insurance?
If it's not too draining. Although before you do, let me go up ahead so we don't get sandwiched
All right.
in this hallway.
Sure.
All right, the way looks clear down here. Should be free to close up.
There are some eggs down here. The eggs are about the size of a small child's fist and are kind of reddish copper coloured. Like giant you know what cockroach eggs look like? Like those, but the
Yeah.
size of a child's fist. Maybe 50 of them at a guess.
Oh god, rust monsters. I'm gonna start hurling. Actually, 50 of them.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm not afraid of rust monsters.
I'm
I
just
got
gonna
nothing against
fireball the
rust.
pile of them.
Before you use a fireball, just bam, they're gone. They are obliterated.
I'm gonna wall of stone behind me. This passage.
Awesome. I shall insert that wall of stone now.
Does it become
Notch
permanent
that down as
you-
50 dead rust monsters on my behalf.
No, 50 dead embryos.
So it's each. How thick are the panels? 6 inches, and it's.
Does it become permanent if you complete
If I wait
concentration?
for the concentration to finish, yes, it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of how
10
many panels.
10
Yeah.
foot by 10 foot panels. So it's only 10 feet wide. So you can have 10 of them. So it's going to be 60 inches.
How many feet
60
is that?
12 inches to a foot.
So what is it? 60 inches by 12. So yeah, 5 feet.
5 feet of solid stone. You're going to be really sticking them in there.
Excellent. That should do it.
Fucking hope that should do it. It's like Alastair will come along and go, I don't remember putting that there. Must have been a reason.
Yeah. Funny thing I just realized is that while the assassins were watching us and we're just chatting in the middle of their domain casually, they would have been able to hear me speak, but they wouldn't have been able to see me, even with their dark vision. They would have just heard a disembodied voice in the darkness.
And they wouldn't have had any invisible spies either because they would have picked up by the sea invisibility. So yeah, a female drow's voice. Presumably your accent is distinct. Most likely. But they'd have to guess at who you are.
Like, I think it's a bit over the top for us to assume it was an assassin. I think it was probably that drow that we robbed last time and didn't want to come out because last time we saw him, we took his spell book and all his shit.
The corridors are ghostly quiet. There's very little sign of life here. Like not many spider webs, not many lizard skins. No dropped copper coins. Occasionally, though, you do come across the corpse of a bugbear, like the long dead corpse. Looks like it's been here for about a year.
If I inspect the body, do I see an obvious means of death?
Yeah, murder. Crossbow bolts, spells, swords.
Murder. What are we, CSI now?
No, I was just checking because if it was crossbow bolts, then I could make a pretty educated guess that it's drow, probably.
Yeah, how many of them are your crossbow bolts? Because I remember we
A
killed a
few.
heap of bugbears around here.
But I mean,
A few of them are your crossbow bolts. Like most of them.
What constitutes murder? Maybe it was self-defense.
Well, I witnessed it, so I know.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wait, no, this is not the right way, is it?
might be.
I can't remember.
Who was leading the way?
We've got Sanj. Sanj never forgets, right?
But it's been over a year. It's only a month that I get that sort
That's
of effect.
fantastic. I had no
Yeah.
idea of that. That's good to know. So I have
Might
no
have been
memory
good.
of this place.
Literally,
wait,
I
no,
might
no,
not
no,
pay
yeah, no.
attention,
It is
but
down
I
this
know
way.
where I'm going.
Excellent. Devram's on ball. You created this little pile of rubble up here. I think a disintegrate ray. Yeah, might have been.
Oh,
Undead
was
Beholder.
that was the zombie beholder? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the barrels are in here, I think. Oh wait, no, they're there. They're at the end of this long corridor with the red lights.
This is fun to watch. Like this is real dungeon exploration. This is. Hang on, we've been here before, but is it? Are they? Where are the carrion crawlers? There's not enough carrion for them. That answers that.
Just told us about the bugbear bodies lying all over the place.
But they've been there for a year. They're nothing but bones now. The carrion crawlers have already devoured them.
They don't touch murder victims.
That's right. Like they don't want to interfere in the investigation.
All that yellow tape.
Exactly.
Chalk on the floor.
It shouldn't surprise you to work at the carrion for the bureaucracy of the government.
It's
Here it
easier
is.
for them to just eat them alive.
Is this the cave in?
This is the case.
Yeah,
it
this
is.
is it.
I've been on scouting missions through here before, so I might have opened up a little gap, like a crawl space.
Good call.
I can. Yes, I can. Allow us to pass through this rubble. Though clearing it permanently is a bit beyond me right now. We can take the time to do so, of course.
What do you mean pass through it, but not clear it?
Well, I know of a spell that will allow me to. Although, hang on, is password permanent?
That now?
Duration 1 hour. Yeah, so I can create a passage through solid rock, Zevram, though it's not permanent.
You can
All right,
create
well,
a
that's,
spell that will allow you to pass through
look,
a
that's
wall. What's
Yes.
it called?
I'll give you one guess.
Open sesame.
That's right.
Diggy hole.
Badger tunnel.
Very,
Icky,
very
icky.
astute of you, Zevram.
Icky spoon patang.
Not quite, Ariok. It's a little bit more intricate than that.
That's
No,
just the
you
command
see,
word.
Zevram, there is a very delicate way of naming spells which magicians use, and we like to, well, we don't like to do anything overly dramatic or over the top like you are. But if we want to create a ball of fire, we call it fireball. If we want to
Ooh, I'm
create
a
a bolt of
wizard, I'm
lightning, we call it
practical.
lightning bolt. If we want to pass through a wall, we call it
Tool bag. Oh wait, that's you.
Wall hole.
Close.
Whoa.
The spell is called
Holy
Pass Wall.
Holy
Andy
wall.
Warhol?
Oh,
Hole in the
Uh,
wall. It's a pub spell.
all right. Before you use a 5th level spell to pass through here, so what temperature does a fireball spell create? Because the melting point of stone is about 600 degrees.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's not that high.
I know this one. Oh, you asking the DM?
Asking the DM.
Okay.
Tell me, what is it? Because it's not this high. It wouldn't be as high as the stone, because
It
it didn't
is-
melt Troll Skull.
Hot.
It is hot. really
Oh
hot.
my god.
Super hot. Super hot. Yeah, bonfire temperature. Bit more. But it doesn't melt steel beams.
There's only one compound that does that.
Sarcasm?
That's it.
Memes.
Yeah.
I will say though, if I open up this passage, I think I would appreciate taking at least a moment. My attachment with the weave at the moment is well, I'm not operating at 100% at the moment. It's been a long day.
So are these like just a big pile of rocks, or like
yeah,
it's a
that's
cave-in,
right. It's a deliberate cave-in. Someone has, cast earthquake or some other spell to make rocks fall, and everyone died. No, lots of rocks. But it's fairly natural. The scene in Game of Thrones is a great analogy. Down in the depths of King's Landing, it's just rubble piled to the roof.
Let's not speak about that, because in that episode,
I
when
haven't
Tyrion went
been
in
there
after
yet.
the fact, the
Alright,
room
I'm
was
taking my
empty.
Anyway, okay.
If I polymorph Zevram into a giant ape, would he be able to clear it in a short period of time?
A long period of time, like less than an hour.
So we could take a rest.
Yeah.
While
Do you want
Zevram
to?
works? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to pass wall through this, Sanj, or I can polymorph Zevram into an ape and he can clear it for us?
I'm more than happy to pass wall, though I would really appreciate, a rest of sorts after the fact.
Are you looking for a short so you can arcane recovery, or a long rest?
Yeah, either would be fine. Or
Did
we can
short
wait. We
rest
can wait
long
until we can find some.
go?
If we can find appropriate lodging in Skullport, though I don't know how easy that would be.
Drastia will know that Skullport is not just around the corner. Reaching
Okay.
Skullport from Sargouth, it takes effort.
No, you know what? I think I'm just going to do it. I'm curious to see what lies ahead. So yeah, I'm going
All
to
right.
place both of my hands on this section of rubble and cast Pass Wall.
Excellent. The rubble makes way for you.
We have an hour while this passageway will remain open. After that hour, I will not be able to get us back through until
Before
I
you
take
finish saying anything, I run through.
Alright.
There's a sly smile, and I continue.
Quickly, close it while he's down there.
So yeah, that's the way. Chuck yourselves in that sort of grouping like that, and I'll copy and paste you. However, we should probably take this opportunity to have a short break, and you will now be descending deeper than any other party has yet gone.
Cool.
All right,
I'm gonna
I'll
get
be
a
right
coffee.
back.
See you in
All
a
right,
few
let's
minutes.
all
I'll
get
set
ready to
this up.
butcher some drow.
Luckily,
Lots
Adrastia
of
doesn't really
drow.
care. She's kind of an outcast, even among her own people.
This level is the entire reason why I picked Dominate Person.
Yeah, Adrastia isn't even her real name.
Just watch the first fight we get with a group of drow, and Dominate Person on the Priestess of Lolth.
Yeah, that should be entertaining. And also to see them be bamboozled when they can't see me in the darkness. They can see everyone else, but not me.
I'd be careful boasting about that too much because there's a very easy way to counter that.
Isn't it just dancing lights or something?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dancing Lights is an innate spell for Drow, isn't it?
It is, yeah. All drow
They
can cast it
can
innately.
yeah, they can smack you with the Dancing Lights and you'll straight away be visible, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, invisible, full of poisoned bolts." Ooh.
Oh, look,
But
I
yeah,
have some
it's
energy.
also. Oh, I wonder if Arctic has Mordenkainen's for the
I
high
don't know.
level Drow, because there's a whole heap of high CR Drow in that book.
I don't know. Yeah, as far as I understand it, all drow have the innate ability to cast dancing lights, and the more magically attuned drow can cast disguise self and darkness innately.
And levitate and I think dispel magic.
I think so, yeah. Although, speaking of not being able to see me in the darkness, that kind of defeats any kind of benefit having me in the party might have given you. Like, if we're traveling in darkness and they see the rest of the party but not me, like it wouldn't they wouldn't have any pause. They wouldn't be like, oh, why is there a drow traveling with them? They're just like, oh, look, a party of adventurers, let's kill them, like
Must
we
be
always do.
dress.
Mind you, though, it's they've said before in Sage Advice, it's not something that's automatic.
What
Like,
isn't?
it's reasonable for the DM to say that if you're not in combat and someone's stalking the party, it's not like you're automatically invisible whenever you're walking in dim light or darkness and stuff.
Oh
Because
yeah,
they've
I'm just
said through
talking.
Sage Advice that that it's a thing where, because it was specifically addressed, someone was like, if a Gloomstalker hits 0 hit points and goes unconscious in darkness, does that mean someone can't heal them? And they
Oh
were like,
yeah,
no,
that's a good point.
it's more of a technique thing. Like, they're just really, really proficient in moving in darkness so that they mechanically count as invisible. It's not like a magical effect where as soon as they step into darkness, they disappear and cannot be seen, kind of thing.
Yeah, I
Like,
get
it
you.
is, they just know how to manipulate shadows and light and dark and stuff. It's not
Yeah, so
necessarily an innate magical thing.
if somebody wanted to see me in darkness, they still could, but it would just take a really good perception check or something like that. Is that how it would work?
Well, it's the way I would say is more like, if you're aware of someone, it's really easy for you to hide from them in darkness. But like, if you failed a perception check and someone's stalking the party, and then you haven't got your guard up against them specifically, I'd say it's much harder for you to hide yourself from them because you don't know that therefore you're not trying to hide from them.
Yeah, like it's like an active ability, sort of. Like, it's the kind of thing that's only effective if you're actively using it or something like that.
Well, I think it's more of a halfway point. Like, we're stalking through Undermountain, trying not to get caught out and trapped and stuff. That's like, yeah. But it's like, if we're resting or something, it's not like people are going to walk up, look at the group that's resting, and go, oh, there's no drow here, because they can't see you. Like, it's not an invisibility spell, which it's not completely fail safe, which is what you need to be careful of.
So
Yeah, I think to clear up confusion, they should just say, like, you have disadvantage on attack rolls against me in darkness, not that you can't see me or something like that.
were we gonna play the boat characters now? I don't understand. I thought we were gonna like use them as a. If we get tired here, we go play the boat.
It's not something that's going to happen anytime soon. When I suggested them, it was something as like because we've in our other campaign, the Forgotten Realms campaign, when we had a break in that campaign after a really long period of time, we did a smaller mini campaign involving low-level characters that were in the same setting that affected the main level game and stuff. And my suggestion was that we can make the low-level characters so that if later on down the line we take a break, it's something we can do, but it's not something that I suggested in the intention of let's go play them. It's more, it's an option for us to have later on.
Damn, because I really want to play this gnome now.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
mean
I could.
Neville
what I could-
Adventures would be a whole heap of fun, but you gotta keep in mind, like it's not something we can just do on a whim. Because I mean, we've been planning on coming back to Undermountain for quite a while. We've got a lot to do here, particularly the questing and Skullport and stuff. And also, if we were just to go, oh yeah, let's go play a completely different thing with a whole new set of characters, that's a whole lot of work for Arctic to do, and it wouldn't really be fair.
Well, if he ever starts another first level, I'll bring that. I'll bring that character's father.
You just gave me a good idea for my group because they want to sort of try different classes, but they really like the current characters they're playing. So I'm thinking that maybe I can run an adventure still in Waterdeep, but they take over Nat, Jenks, and Squiggly and Nimblewright, and I can have them play those characters and they can explore different classes that way.
And then at the end of the mini campaign, you brutally kill one of them, and then that one never shows up at the tavern again in the main game.
Yeah. That'd be brutal.
They've gone through the. Have they gone through the fireball yet?
Yeah, they're level 5.
Oh, I was gonna say that'd be the perfect thing to do during chapter 3, and then you end the mini campaign fireballing the orphan.
I was deliberating whether one of them would die during the fireball, like one of the orphans, and then I thought, no, they've kind of gotten attached to one of the other people in the alley, so I just chose them. It meant more to them.
Oh yeah.
It's a good
Which
way
person
to,
in the alley was it?
it was Rashal.
Right, oh, right.
They really got attached to him, and then yeah, killed him off. They did a deal with the Castellantas though, like you help us, we help you. So they resurrected Rashal for them, and now they're sort of beholden to the Castellantas.
Certainly something I've noticed in the time since the adventure come out, the longer it's been out and the more people kind of do their pieces on how they'd modify the adventure, the Castellantas is something that's really underused in the book that a lot of people use. Like, particularly with the whole aspect of having the Castellantas approach the party as friends. It's something that I think most of the later additions to the like how I would edit the adventure come out and fully rewrite it involves having the Castellantas try and befriend and deceive the party, and it's an interesting way of doing things.
Well, the way I see it, right, they either help them now or they betray them, in which case they've just made an enemy of, a cult, which, launches into a whole new story arc.
To start my own campaign up again, but I keep procrastinating. At this point, I'm kind of thinking I may as well wait for for Baldur's Gate to come out and do a big mishmash between Waterdeep and Baldur's Gate. Maybe cut out some of the Baldur's Gate stuff and put all the Avernus and Hell stuff after Waterdeep and tie it in more with the Cult of Asmodeus and the Castellantis.
I reckon if you combined Dragon Heist, SKT, and Descent into Avernus, like if you combined all those three, it would make a really cool romp through like all the cities of the north.
I think you get to. Well, I mean, I probably shouldn't say, but I don't know anyway because it hasn't come out. But I'm pretty sure that you go to pretty damn quickly in the upcoming modules. So, like, Storm King's Thunder is funny how it's written. Like those first 5 levels don't seem to matter. Like it's almost as if you shouldn't play those 5 levels. It says a whole bunch of ways like. If you don't want to use these first couple of adventures, here's like 8 different alternatives so that you don't have to do it. It's really, all right.
It's probably the weakest part of SKT that I've played through, at least.
I'd probably say that rather than mixing the adventures together, because the one thing I love about Storm King's Thunder is it has so much information on just the Sword Coast in it. Like, it's not even just stuff about the adventure. That book is just packed to the brim with shit that doesn't need to be there, but that can be used in so many other games, not just Storm King's Thunder. And Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide is the same thing, just packed full of shit. I reckon if you combine the content about the Sword Coast that's in Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide with the content from Baldur's Gate, Waterdeep, and Storm King's Thunder, I reckon you could probably make a really good homebrew campaign set in the Sword Coast.
Yeah.
I don't know about joining the campaigns together.
If that's what you meant, Zebran, then yeah, I do agree. But I don't really like that style. Like I like campaign settings, and I like campaign settings, and so the way this piecemeal thing that they've done with the adventures, I know a lot of people like think it's great, but I hate it. Yeah, I want a campaign setting book. I don't want this bullshit where campaign setting is thrown across 4 different fucking modules.
Yeah, yeah. I like a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people say the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide is the worst source book.
It's awful.
I really don't understand that. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's shit.
It's a
totally
campaign
shit.
setting book.
I know, and it's written. But it's written from the perspective of half a dozen characters who don't know what they're talking about, and like it's not written as an academic book the way campaign setting books have always been written in the past.
True.
It has
true.
character. It has novel stories, and you're seeing someone's perspective rather than actually learning what's going on.
See,
Yeah,
I do get that argument. I like the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, and I've used it quite a lot. I do get that argument though, because it's not a stand-in for the 3rd edition setting guide. I still use the 3rd edition setting guide for a lot of stuff.
So I've got the Roll20 now booted in browsers. It's showing different things in the different browsers. So one might start working when the other, but they both got the connection to server interrupted message.
I might be trying to do too much by having both open.
I mean, I've been trying to do this for like 12 minutes now. I'm doing like I would hope that opening to not too much for my computer. I mean, all right, it seems like it's starting to come together now. But there's other Roll20 issues as well. I may have to completely import another new map of Undermountain from a different campaign because this one should be set up and it doesn't seem to be. I know I have set it up, so I may have to set it up again, but I don't think so. We'll find out shortly. And regardless, there's some fucking pretty serious Roll20 technical issues going on at this very second. Yeah, it doesn't look like Google's going to load it, but I've got it loading in Opera, and it looks like Opera will load it. Firefox, I mean, won't load it. Oh yeah, no, and it's the proper version too, I think. Yeah, it must be. Good. So whatever issues were happening on that browser aren't happening in this browser. Another few minutes and we'll be good. That's all cool. Yep, your characters are coming through. Still got the server interrupted message, but it's loading anyway. Okay. I think that's everyone. Okay, now let's just check. Yep, looks like dark vision, dynamic lighting. Oh, it's dynamic lighting, but dynamic lighting might be at half strength again. I'll check that the map's set up properly. No, that's the problem. Okay. All right, that might be working now, I think. I think it is. All right. We can recommence. All right. So I'll have to be flicking between a couple of different browsers as I run this. I might not run quite as smoothly as it would, but we'll see how it goes. All right. So you've come down several stairs. You've come down about 80 feet of stairs, which is probably as many as 100 steps all in total. After you've passed through the cave-in, which you've almost certain was caused by man-made effects, it was a deliberate cave rather than something natural. The deeper you go now within these tunnels down the staircase leads you into much more natural caverns. At this point, it's still not quite loading for me, but at this point, these tunnels are a blend of the old tunnels of Malerkin, the old dwarven tunnels, mixed with the natural weathering of the Underdark. But for now, these are still the old-fashioned dwarven crafted tunnels. Up ahead is a cross section that turns left and right, and who has the highest passive perception?
Probably Aldrich.
Yeah, it's definitely not me.
I have
Uh,
69.
Mine's 60.
I have 19.
Excellent. Aldrich, as you come forward, you realize that too late, the rest of your companions have already triggered some sort of magical alarm.
Uh-oh.
Well, awesome. That means they'll come to us. We don't have to hunt them down.
Alarm how? Like,
There's a little rune along this. There's a little, the alarm spell rune, and
okay,
it's
yep.
yeah. So you've walked past a wizard's first level spell.
If it's an alarm spell rune, they've just stepped over a copper wire.
Yeah, there you go.
God damn it.
Might it be worth I can perform a ritual. Will allow me to detect magic. Obviously, moving forward, it might be worthwhile.
I
Maybe.
mean,
Well,
if we stay in this spot long enough for you to cast a ritual, might be under attack by drow before you finish.
I'm just worried about more alarms further on. If there are multiple of these alarms set and we trigger multiple of them, whoever set them here is going to know exactly where we're going.
well, let's find some cover and see who shows up.
Well,
You
looks like
know,
we're going this way.
it might be nobody. These are old passageways.
So you've walked into a series of catacombs. It looks like it was there is dwarven iconography all around the bas reliefs and runes and the like. There are carvings that bear the imagery of marbles with glittering veins of metal, and it's a marble floor, although in several places the marble's been chipped away and plundered. These look like they are tombs. They're shelf-like niches stacked about 3 feet high, and in several of these shelves are the bodies of, the skeletons of dwarves. Anything that is obviously valuable has.
I usher people into the corridor and then sort of try and half hide behind this little nook here and just look out in this direction, waiting if anyone shows up.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide as well.
I'm gonna watch the opposite direction because the genius that is Zevram hasn't considered that they might come from this direction.
You keep an eye steady, looking towards the west, and there's not so much as a rat that emerges from that way.
All right, give me a moment. I'm gonna take a seat, pull out my book, and begin to ritual cast detect magic.
All right. And the party sits still for 10 minutes while we wait for this to unfold.
Yep.
I'm just saying, but I think this is
Let's
I
make
think
a
this is a
short rest.
terrible idea.
It won't be a short rest, no.
Yeah, I
Short
don't
rest will
know
take
if
an
we
hour.
should do this too, but I think this is what we're doing.
Well, I'm only
We're
a minute in.
hiding-
I can stop if we want to keep moving.
We're hiding in nooks and crannies. We're fine. Keep going, Sanj.
Tom-
Keep going.
Thomas's English muffin.
All right.
Hiding.
Draw out all the necessary sigils. Prepare the ritual.
Everyone can make a nature check.
Is this including me? I feel like I might be like
Probably
too
not
caught up.
you.
Yeah, I
Good
was gonna
call,
say.
man.
Yeah, a bit
Yeah,
caught up in the ritual, so.
totally.
Everyone who fails
The
has to go to the bathroom.
sarcophaguses all start rattling.
God, terrible nature checks all around.
They certainly are. So, you pick up nothing interesting in the ecology of the local. You note that there are spider webs across the dwarf bones, but the spiders you find are no bigger than, at worst, tarantulas, and in most cases far smaller. The whole place kind of smells a little bit like wet fur, like reminds you of the forest a small amount. And yeah, it's kind of. Have you ever smelled? Oh, I suppose you have. Your bear fur. It's like, hey, where's Kaisia and Bjorn? I guess we left them behind, or maybe we didn't, because like you can all smell bear fur, wet bear fur.
Oh, a peculiar smell.
Bugbear fur.
What's that smell?
He who smelt it dealt it.
What? Did not.
Did too.
But
10 minutes of
well, I
this.
suppose you got me there.
All right, you're all able to make perception checks again, except Sanj. Eldritch, what languages can you speak?
I can speak
Beautiful.
those.
Excellent. You hear soft growling coming from the east. It sounds a little bit like a bear, or it's got that barrel, soft growling. But then you hear another growl answer it, and you perk your ears, and you realize there's two bears speaking some thickly accented dialect of Elven. Go, go tell. I wait. And then
And we,
you hear padded footsteps disappearing. And Adrastia and Zevram, you think you hear those padded footsteps as well, but they're not getting closer, they're getting more distant.
I think we're
Uh,
alone.
How much longer on that spell do Hickey?
Just
7
a
or 8
moment.
minutes. He's not quite halfway through.
I think perhaps we should move on. No one's showing up. Rather, I think they're going to get help.
It's very possible. I think you're right. I think we should abort this and move.
Very well. And close the book.
The
Do they
ritual is
sound?
cancelled.
Sure.
Do they
I
sound
will.
like the footsteps are going further away to the east or west?
To the east, yeah. They're from the east and going further east.
Okay.
All right, we haven't the time. Let's move then. Where to?
Well, we heard
East?
movement to the east, so I guess we go west.
Well, Adrastia, which way's Skullport?
Ariok, you get a brief glimpse up here, just to the edge of your dark vision. You get a flash of a shaggy yeti-like creature, like a bear, standing on its hind legs. Sort of pokes its head, but then quickly pokes its head back again. It's
I point to it and I go, "Bear there."
Bear there.
There's a
Where
bear
bear?
in there.
it was a very pale color, like a white or grey, like Bjorn.
I just.
What are you
do I
waiting
say,
for?
Bjorn? I say, "Hey, Bjorn."
Bjorn does not answer.
He must be eating something.
Come
or,
on.
or drinking,
Oh.
knowing that bear.
Let's keep going. Yeah, Lucius asked me which way is it to Skullport. I'm not sure if I'd remember or not.
Yeah, good question. When you find the Salgouth River, you'll know you're on the.
No
Right,
kidding.
see.
Zevran,
Our
keep an
relay
eye out
man,
for those alarms.
And
Yes,
bear in
alarms.
mind, there's a bear. Bear in mind, there's a bear.
Eldritch, you've got the most perceptive
Okay,
ears here out of everyone. Try and keep
Stop.
your ears open
Stop
for the
there.
sound of running water.
Excellent. So stop here.
Oh, stop here.
Yeah. So you're looking into where the layer can end, and the natural caverns quite. It seems that they clearly begin, but that might not be entirely true. It kind of looks like this place is a natural cavern that has been worked in order to provide extra comforts. That is different to the dwarves who, created entire tunnels, entire halls, modified everything. You might say that this is a more primitive design of architecture. And the whole thing looks like the roof is about to collapse. There are if you look up at the roof above you, there are great cracks, massive cracks that are holding in place boulders, some of them as big as people. With every step, little bits of dust fall down from the roof, as if the whole thing is sooner or later, like one single tremor would bury this place.
Yeah, noticing this dust falling, I look to the approaching group, and I loudly shush them, like, shh.
What is it?
And I
He said,
point
"Shh."
up. I point up to the roof. sort of indicating that this place is perhaps unstable.
There is cobwebs scattered across the roof and also the floor. Rats and bigger prey, bats, have been caught in their webs.
Oh, I don't like this.
I think if we proceed, we need to be a bit quieter.
I'd rather fight the bear.
Do we go forward or do we try and meet what's coming for us head on?
It's hard to say.
Lucius, do you have a way of stopping a cave in?
I've got a way of protecting myself and you if there's a cave in. I don't know about the rest of these guys.
Of course.
Condescending wizards.
No, I mean,
I can.
how large an area are we talking about? I mean,
It appears, that the roof of this next section of tunnel. I can go forward quietly and make myself nondescript. See if the way ahead is clear, and then get in touch with you guys again.
While you're
been up-
discussing this, Adrastia, you spot something from the rear. What to most other people would seem to be a shaggy bear on its hind legs, with enough technology to grasp a stone axe, you recognize immediately as a Quaggoth. We won't go into the history of Quaggoths right now, interesting though it kind of is, but suffice to say that they are humanoid bear people with serious Stockholm syndrome for the drow. They've been enslaved by them for so long, in the depths of the Underdark, that they've been accustomed to their servitude. They're not an evil people. They're a tremendously unpredictable and violent people. But the drow use them as a kind of elite shock force, because they're very strong, very violent, and not very smart.
Hmm.
It
Interesting.
can't see you, and so it's slowly stalking in your direction.
There's someone coming up behind us, guys.
Well, what is it? We wait here, try and ambush them, or do we keep going?
I can see if I can get some information out of him.
You want to what? Talk to it?
I'm gonna talk to it. Just you guys just stay back here, and if anything happens, feel free to jump in.
Good luck.
Well, I'm going to scout ahead in case, talking to a creature fails.
Very well. Alright, so I'm gonna emerge from behind the corner into its line of sight.
It grunts, mostly with fear, but also with the kind of subservience that peasants show their lords.
You there. What languages does it speak? Undercommon,
What
I'm
language do
guessing.
you use? You try Undercommon? It
Probably try Undercommon.
it seems to understand.
Okay, you there, creature.
Mistress.
Why are you following me?
Mistress, saw surface dwellers come here. Spells, swords.
Yes, indeed, there are surface dwellers here. But they're my business, not yours. You understand?
Yes, mistress.
Okay, you be sure to tell them that.
Yes, mistress. I tell other mistresses it's your business.
Yes, you will. Now go. Get out of my
Yes,
sight.
I go. And runs. They're quite fast. They pick up a fair bit of speed, these creatures.
Right, well, come back around to the group. So, okay, well, I bought us a little bit of time. They're aware of our presence. Nothing we can do to change that.
And
But
now the entire Drow army is coming.
well, they're already aware of our presence. But
Me and
now
Sanjay. Sorry, go ahead.
they should hold off. They should hold off an ambush for at least a little while they while your head's back there. You won't be reporting our
Or
exact
they'll
position.
hasten over, thinking it's a rival house.
Maybe, but we already tripped the alarm. We have to make the best of what
All
we've
right,
done.
let's not waste time discussing it. Are you using your ring to go invisible, or are you just sneaking ahead quietly to not make any noise?
Both? I'm doing both. And if San wants to come with me, he can come with me.
Would he then not be a floating mouse that everyone can see?
Not if I put him in one of my pockets.
Oh my god, a floating mouse! I totally want to eat that.
He'll do no such thing, thank you, Ariok. Oh, can't hurt.
We've got to go forwards at this point. There's probably Drow coming from behind. I think we should move as a group and just move slowly and quietly.
All right.
Perhaps
Well,
one at a time through the chamber.
I'll go on ahead a few paces just to have a look.
All right, I'll follow behind you because I'm quite quiet myself.
I'll go last. I'll just keep holding this corner.
I'll just turn my ring off.
Do you want stealth
so people
rolls?
can see.
Certainly do. And perception while you're at it as well. Gee.
Incredible stealth rolls.
I have disadvantage in my loud ass armor.
Indeed. So you guys will hear Aldrich approaching from the rear. While you guys move up silently, you're aware of his presence, that 60 or however far behind he stays. There's spiders' webs in here, bats that have already been drained of all their life and their bones and leathery wings cast to the ground. There's some signs of conflict, a few broken spearheads, some scraps of leather armor, a few bones, like the bones of hands, maybe a shattered skull or two. Yeah, the place looks like a ruin, a battle site, and a location that collapsed. There's rubble everywhere and scraps of armor and metal and stone. These are doors that you're looking at. Sorry, yeah.
This here is a door, isn't it?
That's a door. There's a door. They should be easy to understand, but they're not. There's a door there, There's a door here. It looks like these were once buildings, and in fact, yeah, this is like an underground village, but it's an abandoned one.
Okay.
If I were going to set up an ambush for a party of surface dwellers, this is probably where I'd do it. Let's be
After
very
you
careful.
say that, I open one of these doors to check for an ambush.
All right, you open that door and you find several copper pieces strewn in amongst the rubble and scraps of leather and broken weapons.
I don't think I'm gonna bother picking up copper. I'll just leave it there. Just keep going, looking for a way out of this ruin, I guess.
I shall quietly cast message to Zevram and tell him I found him. I found a way out.
Oh, I'm coming.
You hear a dull noise coming from the south. Aldrich, you take one step too many and knock over a boulder, but it's your ears that pick up the sounds of not one or two but three beasts. You hear a kind of dull purr, a snarling growl, and an aggressive bleat.
explosive.
This sounds like a really bad joke about to happen.
Coming from the south?
That's right.
A tabaxi, a bear, and a sheep walk into a bar.
I look to everyone and say, get your weapons ready. I think something's coming.
Some paws seem to move across the ground, disturbing coins. You hear the of metal that gets knocked over as if it were on a pile, but only softly. And then nothing but silence.
Well, I will take out my weapon and begin striding forward.
To your north, a door opens. It creaks open, but only slightly.
I wish I could summon another wall of stone.
Do you want me to just fireball the ceiling and bring down the whole area?
Roll for initiative. So stop where you are right now. As Adrastia, a giant spider, crawls its way out from what was previously a closed door.
Oh boy.
I was about to say we're so well lined up for a lightning bolt from a drow right now.
Yeah, true.
Don't say that. Don't say that. If you say that before he's revealed everything, he might specifically mention the drow magician on the spider's back.
He's done it before, like in
Goblin
Keep on the
Shaman.
Borderlands.
Hell yeah. I like lightning bolts. Okay, Aldrich. A giant spider, massive, begins to crawl out of a door that was previously closed. It's not threatening anyone at the moment. It's just appeared. What do you do?
I'm just going to turn around and
I can
run
try,
towards the spider, and I'm going to smack it.
Smash. Even though it's quite high, by his own, as the spider comes through the doorway, it provides an opportunity for you to attack. You smash it straight in the face, into all of 8 of its eyes. But it's a big creature, and a middling blow like that will not lower it. All right. Sanj, you see Aldrich rush over and deliver a brutal strike with his flail just outside of your vision.
Sure. Going to move up to this space here, and again reach into one of my many pockets, pull out a bundle of iron shavings, toss them up into the air as I enlarge Aldrich.
Beautiful. You now choke the passageway, the way you choke your followers.
Get him,
Right,
Aldrich.
Aldrich.
And that's turn.
Andrastia.
See, I'm gonna let me just double check my ability. I've tried to use this once before, but I don't think it worked very well. Where is it? Do spiders count as beasts?
I believe so, yes.
Alright, it says here that I can communicate simple ideas to a beast. I can try and persuade it not to attack.
All right.
But
Excellent.
I'm not sure if it'd be able to see me because it says through sounds and gestures, so it might not be able to see me past the bulk that is now Aldrich.
It's also likely to be a little bit discouraged towards negotiation with a flail in front of its eyes.
Yeah, that's true. I'll at least attempt then to make a gesture to basically tell it to flee, because if it doesn't flee, we're gonna have to kill it.
Excellent. Make a persuasion roll at disadvantage. The spider gives you the rough indication that it will kill this creature rather than let it harm its babies.
Oh boy.
Sorry,
That was
mistress,
my,
there are some things I just must do.
that was my action.
All right. You got any movement or a bonus action?
Yeah, I'm just gonna move out the way if anybody wants to come up the corridor.
All right. Zevram. Spider.
So is the sound of battle obvious yet? Like all that's really
Yeah,
happened is
it's the sound of someone running over in armor and smashing something, squashing it. Like, oh, battle is an exaggeration.
okay. I'm gonna
Suppose-
continue running away.
Excellent.
Oh fuck!
Ah! 3 creatures. Well, I was going to say 3 creatures roar, but that's not quite true. 1 creature roars, 1 purrs, and the other bleats. Only they are all attached to the same body.
No.
Oh, fuck.
more gibbering mouthers.
No, not quite.
No, something worse.
It's a bit more sinister than a mouther.
Right.
As soon as I see this, I'm taking the dodge action.
All right.
Oh, it's one of those.
Ariok, you see Zevram merrily tra-la-la-ing through the natural caverns. He suddenly stops and begins doing backflips.
Oh, well, then I run up to him. And say, and I do a backflip.
All right, you are also dodging, unless you're doing a performance backflip. You are amazing in acrobatic endeavor. You look fantastic. Like you both.
Do I see this? Oh, we can't see that around that corner, can we?
He can. You can sort of. You'd probably see the glow of fire from the dragon's mouth and maybe the beat of its wings. You've got some indication. You also see the glint of gold down here.
I say, you found a friend?
I just take you by the shoulders and turn you around. Like face you back the direction you came. Hopefully it hasn't noticed us.
Hopefully, it hasn't noticed you like the way the giant spider has noticed Aldrich. The giant spider that has noticed Aldrich attempts to bite him with its fangs. There's a 24 hit.
Yes.
It sinks its fangs right into your unprotected face, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 13. All right, so you take 8 damage from the piercing dagger-like
Can I
fangs.
use
Yep.
inspiration?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh shit! It didn't roll again. Phew.
That's better. And so while the piercing fangs still stick into your throat and face, the injection of poison is much more mild, only 6 damage, for a total of 14, as you wrestle with a spider as large as you. Lucius.
Alright, I can hear Zevram panicking down there, so I'm just gonna keep going. Because I'm not going back to fight spiders. Nope, not my
No
problem.
way.
Is this Scooby Doo? We're just running in different directions.
Pretty much. Go through one door, come out of another.
All right, and now it's the Chimera's go. All right. So the Chimera sees its target and lets out 2 roars and a bleat. Look at this multi-attack. Oh no, you can't see that because it'll still be on GM later. I'll take it off because it's so much more exciting that way. All right. So let's check out this multi-attack. The Chimera bounds in, furious and filled with hatred and anger, and bite, horns, claws. When its fire breath is available, it can. So it runs in, and the first attack it makes is with its goat head, as it tries to headbutt Zevram in the nuts. Bam!
Oh,
Straight in the
Hang on.
Tockley.
I'm dodging. I'm dodging.
Ooh, well done. You dodge. And it would have hit you in the balls, but fortunately it slaps you on the thigh instead.
Now sort of twirl around its headbutt.
That's it. That's perfect. It swipes at you with its lion claws, but it's a feeble strike, and instead it exhales its fiery breath that burns not only Zevram but also Ariok, as the flames from the dragon head fall out in a furious discharge. Both of you make dexterity saving throws. You both have advantage due to your dodging and your acrobatic prestige.
And can I use evasion?
Yeah, and you can use evasion. Absolutely, the perfect opportunity.
So if I pass, I take no damage.
You pass and take no damage. Your as you're just sort of flipping and falling around, how a dragon's breath filling a corridor doesn't even touch you.
I love how I
yeah,
had
how's
my
that look?
I had my shield, right, that gives me advantage against or like resistance against fire and shit. I take it off to put the other shield on, and the first attack on me is a fucking fire breath.
That's it. It's beautiful. It's a thing of absolute beauty. And
So 21 damage because we made it.
20, oh well,
Oh,
none for
zero
Ariok.
for-
Yeah,
21 for me. Okay.
that's right. 20 on damage as you are singed and flamed, and you regret your shield. All right, Aldrich. You hear the blast of flame and the roar of beasts coming from the south.
I
Aldrich.
slash at the spider again,
Uh-huh.
and since I get the extra D4 of damage,
Yeah, that's right. You do.
and and then I fucking I'm gonna use Touch of Death,
Uh-huh.
which is 25 necrotic on
Ooh,
top of
shit. Yeah, it wastes it. Absolutely wastes it. There's nothing but a lifeless husk. And it disintegrates. Only its legs are.
that. And I move. Is my movement increased?
Not within large reduce, no.
Okay. I'm gonna make my bulky ass down this way then.
Slam, slam, slam. With every step you take, the walls shake and dust falls.
Now my armor is really making a loud noise. I'm like a walking symphony.
Exactly. Yeah, just wait till the bells start tolling. One man band. Sanj, your creation charges past you.
And I shed a single tear at its beauty. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I assume I would have heard whatever that noise was. That
And you
big,
saw a blast of light as well.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna take the dodge action right here.
So
Beautiful.
you see, just to visualize this, you see Ariok and Zevram run down a hallway, and then a blast of light coming from it.
That's it. That's it.
Like
Well,
I just like
I mean, you're
face palm.
forgetting the most important thing. You see Zevram and Ariok run around a corner, then you hear a bah! And then a blast of light.
Yeah, there is a distinct bat beforehand. Alright. Drastia, the spider appears to be dead. If only it had listened to your counsel.
Yeah, I'm very upset that it had to die. Although, is it dead? Would it be insane to cast Cure Wounds on a spider? Oh, I don't know, that might be too outlandish, maybe.
It would be very insane, but I think at this point in time, no one is watching you.
You could try and convert it to your religion.
Oh boy. I suppose it would be the.
There are other spiders. There are other spiders.
I'm struggling with whether I should cure wounds it or not, because I feel like I trust your might. God damn it!
Quickly.
Do what Adrasty would do.
Fuck it! I'm just gonna do it. That was my first thought, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast Cure
Alright.
Wounds on the spider, and as it like life returns to it, I'm gonna like gesture to it and basically communicate the idea that you're getting a second chance. Look after your babies. Good luck in the future. That kind of thing.
It goes. It bows to you. Yes, mistress. Kind mistress. And bows and bows again. Then closes the door behind it.
Smiles internally and then starts following Ariok. Ariok, Aldrich. I keep messing your names up.
Me too.
Funny thing is, in real life, I am deathly afraid of spiders.
Well, are you
Oh, really?
Australian? That would make sense.
Yeah.
My uncle's the same, but I'm not afraid of like any animal really. The crocodiles give me the creeps a little bit on a practical level.
Terrifying.
I may
Anyway,
not
magpies.
necessarily be afraid of them, but if I find a spider in my apartment, I'm not going to rest until it's dead.
I like spiders. They're good. Aldrich. Sorry, Zebram.
All right. I'm going to hex this thing, or rather, Moonblade's Quarry, which is Hexblade's Curse. And then I will attack it twice.
It doesn't seem to have any sort of fear in its eyes at all. There's just fury and anger.
Is a 15 hit?
Just barely. You find where the scales give way to its fur, and you find your target.
Cool. I will defensive flourish on this one. So I currently have 27 AC, and then I
Wow.
will hit it again.
Yeah, decisive blow this time.
Dude, nice damage.
Yeah, I reckon. So that 38, 43. Yeah,
43. Yep.
cool. Yeah, it's pretty devastating wounds. Though a combination like that delivered often enough would finish the Chimera quite quickly. Ariok, you see a brilliant display of swordsmanship in a well, I hesitate to say ballet style dance. But this
dervish.
monster, a dervish, there we go, that's right, swirling and spinning. Kind of like ballet. This creature is breathing deeply as if to summon forth its fiery breath again.
Well, I'm not going to be showing up. I mean,
You're
I
gonna
can
breathe
do
on
dance.
it.
I can dance fight too, you know.
Hell
Dance
yeah.
off.
Footloose.
No, I was thinking more Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, it's kind of the same.
What are you
Can
doing?
we?
Stop.
All right, 2 attack.
Bam. Bam.
Gonna use a key point for 2 more.
All right. How many? So keep track of your key points. And
Yep, I'm at 8,
yeah, I thought so. You think you've still got heaps of them? That's what I thought.
and then I'm gonna use. Well,
Yep.
that's go ahead.
No, that's it. Yep.
Okay, and I'm gonna use 1 key point for stunning strike.
Perfect. Wisdom save. Con.
Con.
Probably con. Oh, yeah, cool. All right, and a failure. No. How do you stun a three-headed beast?
I knock 1 head, so it knocks the middle head, so it knocks the 3rd head.
That's perfect. That is so good. The laws of physics come into play because they weren't into play when this creature was born. All right.
Newton's balls.
Newton's balls all over his face.
That's gone in random quotes.
Newton's balls all over his face. It's good.
He is quite stunned as a result.
So all
How much
attacks are
damage was that?
advantage, right?
Yeah, that's right. How much damage was it? Like 19, 27, and 12. 39, I think.
41.
41, right.
If they all hit, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
41.
All right. The giant spider praises Loth for your intervention. Loth, I will always serve you. Lucius.
I'll pick. Oh, no. And I'll keep heading south.
Excellent idea. The Chimera is heading south as Pain Aldrich Gale.
I'll stomp down here and then
I don't know what's scarier right now, the Chimera or Aldrich behind us enlarged.
Yeah.
and I will ring the toll with my giant cock.
Indeed. Your giant cock has come. All right.
Oh god.
Why,
Can I
why am I picturing that where he just bangs his shield against his codpiece while he's enlarged?
Can I take the dodge action? Because I don't want that in my fur.
Indeed. You are not subject to this fury, this unleashing of pent up aggression. All right, Sanj,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
created this.
And I remain proud.
You remain.
Am I able to squeeze past?
You could go under my legs.
I'd rather stay behind you.
You are able to squeeze past. There is an open gap here.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you want to go through there, then it'll cost you double. Yeah. So that's
All
open
right.
territory where you went through there.
Am I able to see this beast through the giant legs of my my friend here?
Only barely, because there's something that's blocking it. If you know what I
Barely.
mean.
Yeah. Okay. Out comes the wand of magic missiles, and I'm gonna expend 3 charges.
Do-do-do-do!
So
So that's 5d4 plus 5, right?
that's right. Yep.
And now, Aldrich, you don't have to wax today.
And now, okay, cool. That's all right. Oh, that's a. There we go. Sweet. And I will continue moving down here.
You casually kill the chimera alliteration, and then keep on going.
Yeah, nice.
I guess the treasure's ours.
I guess the treasure's yours. Adrastia?
Just moving up. Moving up, moving up. Don't see anything, so move a little bit more. I think I get through where with the last of my dashing movement. Oh wait, I can
there's
if
a there's a path around the side, yeah.
Okay, so I'll just stop here, I guess.
The chimera is dead, Zevram, and surely it will back again and breathe.
Yeah, I sort of look back to see where the missiles came from, and see that they're already gone. I see Sanj though, not Sanj, Aldrich, and I'm like, I'm a little taken aback, but I'm going to take the time to head to this pile and just shovel as much as I can into my pack in the 6 seconds.
There is so much here. Like shoveling in 6 seconds is. You can get a 1d12 electrum, 1d12 silver, and 1d12 copper. There's a big pile of coins here.
All right. Instead of using my action to do that, can I maybe use my action to turn my invisibility on with my ring?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. I'll do that instead.
This is a lair, in case you hadn't worked it out. There's a few bones scattered here and there, but the impression of a large, roughly lion-shaped beast can be seen on this treasure pile, and a handful of scales, a bit of goat fur. It's all here. Ariok, it looks like someone's stealing your treasure.
No, I don't care about the money. I'm looking for trinkets, like anything other than money.
Absolutely. Make an investigation roll. What did you get? All right. You find something vaguely interesting. Roll D743.
Wow.
Okay, before I roll, I hope I get a stone. I hope I get a stone. I hope I get a stone.
Where is this trinket table? Is there no trinket table in this game? That'd be so bizarre if that was the case.
I'm sure we've rolled for trinkets.
No, there's definitely a trinket table here somewhere.
It's a D1. There's a D100 in the PHP.
And there's a D100 that I found as well, but here we go. No, that's a D100 table. All right, let's have a look at that. 197. We shall go with a tiny mechanical crab that moves about when it's not being watched.
Did you maybe delete it? Because it was in here a few weeks ago.
Don't know. Hey, no, I didn't. But earlier when I tried to boot this very map, it booted an old version of the map rather than the current one. So I don't know. I'd like to think that it's Roll20 being a bit bizarre, because it's not here, and it's not the sort of thing I'd delete. No.
I take the crab, and as I walk under his legs, I put it on his leg.
You have crabs given to you by some random pussy. Actually, it was a pussy that you know. Who got to admit it, don't you? All right. The giant spider is perfectly happy in her nest. Lucius.
I inform the party there's lots of gold down there. Come and get it.
Lots of gold. Technically,
I'm
zero
so
gold.
goddamn suspicious about us still being in initiative. I'm curious to pick. No, I don't want to go ahead by myself. Yeah, he said there's lots of gold. I'm going back.
You will soon discover that there is no gold, only electrum, silver, and copper. But you'll discover that
I'll-
soon enough.
I'll dash because I'm a greedy bastard.
Alright. Sanj, make a nature check.
Certainly.
Andrastia, you can make one too. Though it might not be necessary. Because Sanj knows goblins when he sees them. What's going on up here?
Oh boy.
A couple of goblins try to work out what the fuck you're doing here. And so they make their little insight checks. And open fire immediately.
Great.
Alright, Sanj, you're
Yes,
under
we know
attack
him.
from a
Sure.
pair of goblins.
Okay.
Bow, bow! 19.
Yeah, I am. They both hit me.
Ow, ow! You are being slain by goblins. It is the end of your career. Aldrich, some goblins have come, and for some reason they are hostile. They start yelling something in goblin tongue. Does anyone know goblin?
Yeah, I can
Nope.
speak goblin.
It's them! It's the Xanathar killers! It's them!
Was this towards
That
the
looks-
south?
Yeah, the
Oh
sound.
my god, you guys are known this far down?
Yeah, we kind of killed the Xanathar.
We're kind of a big deal. That's good.
Am I able to pass them?
Only through double movement, so yeah. So so with that
Okay.
difficult terrain, you can travel at half speed,
So
and you can't end the square in the same square as any of them either. So in this case, you'd probably have to dash as your action, and then they'd have to dash going through you, and it'd be
So
hilarious.
here would be 40 feet, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
Um, I guess then I am going to. How far is that? 50 feet. I'm just going to cast for a change, Toll of the Dead.
Toll the Dead. Dong, your loud bell peals through the level of the dungeon like some echo, some distant yodeling call, summoning all the boys to the yard.
And it should hit both of them if they're next to each other.
Not if one saves. Bam. But one, however, is instantly slain. Instantly slain.
And I end my turn by kneeling down and smelling Adrastia's hair.
Your peals of bell reverberate while Adrastia gets goosebumps.
And your nose is so large, it must be like you're sucking his head.
I feel
We
like I
missed
need
it,
to.
Aldrich.
Yeah, I should write up like a disclaimer for if I ever enlarge Aldrich again. Okay. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 5. And Ray of Frost, this little goblinoid.
No!
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
This is happening. Oh no, it's not apparently.
Oh, you absolutely freeze his weapon. You gave me a frost enchantment, master.
Uh-huh. I certainly did, and I look scornfully at the wand that I use and kind of just shake my head.
I shall
my
use
turn.
it to kill the drow.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Well, first of all, I'm going to move closer to the goblin. Not because I have to hit it, but because I don't want to be any closer to Aldrich than I have to be.
Aldrich, you get a sniff of opportunity as she leaves your area. Perfect.
In fact, I'm going to move right here and shoot him at practically point blank range.
No, I'm on your side.
Just ignore him.
You just shot me.
He giggles.
Oh,
You notice that he, as he dies, he holds up his hands, shows the whole time.
What does he show us?
His fingers were crossed. He was lying. He wasn't like your friend at all.
Oh, you got me.
It
Now enjoy
was-
the taste of death, you little piece of shit.
It was all a big trick.
Oh, Adrastia, we've been thwarted by a goblin.
Oh,
Time to pack it up.
no.
Let's go home.
Bamboozled by a green skin.
Alright, Zevram, you are invisible as I recall.
Yeah, but I just have had a better idea. So I'm going to, as a bonus action, uninvisible. And then I'm going to take Azura and I'm going to like give it a bit of a shake. And then I'm going to use Fabricate to turn the end of it into a shovel.
Excellent. You can now roll the trick.
Hang on, what?
That's
I
awesome.
told you there was a lot of coins. And no gold.
No. Hang on, Arctic, did you hear what he just said he wanted to do?
Hell yeah.
Is that
I heard
sentient
it.
sword gonna let him do that?
For now.
He wants to turn it into a shovel.
This is for the betterment of the city, okay?
Exactly.
All helping
Exactly.
construction. And to do construction, you need gold. So I am fabricating a shovel to get the gold.
Oh, so I guess you're gonna
Entirely
do that for the
effective.
next 100 rounds.
Well, don't we have a bag of hold?
Well, yeah, but I mean, if he's gonna fabricate his sword into a shovel, it's gonna take 100 rounds to then do it, and then we've got to shovel it into the bag.
Ariok, are you going to help? It's your go.
No, I think it's time to take a nap.
Alright. I think we can probably chance leaving combat at this point.
Right. Once I'm sure there's no more enemies going to pounce on us, I'll walk up to that goblin that I killed.
Are you?
Oh?
Are you sure?
Uh,
I guess you are. You said you're sure. I guess that means you're
well,
sure. Right?
yeah. I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything too sinister about walking
No.
up to the goblin I killed.
That's right. You don't think that that's anything to worry about. That's right. It's nothing to worry about.
Fireball. Boom.
Anyway. Fireball. Boom.
Oh,
Zevram, out of the way. Hang on. No, there's an easier way of doing this. I'll just open the bag of holding and then use it like a scoop or something and just scoop coins directly into the bag.
I'll just shovel them into the bag with my shovel sword.
I'm not waiting
Sure.
10 minutes for you to cast Fabricate. I will just scoop with the bag.
Okay.
Zevram is now Shovel Knight.
I'll cease concentration on that enlarge. You come back down to normal size. Eldritch.
Hey, so, because Fabricate is like a permanent
Oh,
spell,
hello.
does that mean his sword is stuck in the form of a shovel for the next month?
A goblin opens fire.
Oh, shit.
Bam!
Who,
Adrastia. Does a
me?
19 hit?
It does.
Oh! Ah! I killed her! He calls out,
Ah,
I killed her! And rolls for initiative as he prepares to tell his friends.
I mean, that's wonderful and all, but serious question. Is his sword stuck as a shovel now?
The ritual was never completed, is that right?
Yeah, I was shaking my sword for, 12 seconds when you come in with your bag of holding.
Ah, fuck, I should have let you finish it. And then you have a magical +2 shovel for the next month.
Well, I'm not sure if we're going to get time to collect these coins, so should we roll initiative too? Us collecting
Probably
gold?
not.
Oh,
Lucius
got
did,
this.
but like I'll just assume that you're not doing it. Sanj? Drastia, sorry, you were first. I didn't see that. You
Yeah,
must come up with
Like, motherfucker! You're gonna return fire with extreme prejudice.
Oh no, she lives! The goblin is slain. Initiative is over.
Oof.
So one
For
goblin.
now. For now.
Pesky little things, aren't they?
There is thick spiderweb in this area up ahead, particularly among the structure. This sector of the dungeon is, while it's suffered from the same deterioration, the cave-ins, the earthquakes, it's not. It's far more intact. You see or you would hear the skittering of large feet, and the swaying of webs indicates the encroachment of very large arachnids.
Oh boy.
They don't initially like spit at you with their webs or rush at you. They just shake their webs violently, territorially.
Address you.
More
Do
and
that
more
thing.
begin to emerge.
Do that thing where you speak to them.
I can try, but well, here goes. I'm gonna do my gestures to try and communicate to them, trying to basically tell them that if they let us pass through here, that we won't do them or their babies or their territory any harm. We just mean to pass through.
Excellent. Make an animal handling check. They express that you can pass, but well, I mean, who are they to argue? Like, go ahead if that's what you want to do.
Okay, I'll turn back to the party. Like, okay, guys, like I know this sounds crazy, but what we do now is we walk through their nest very slowly, very passively, non-threateningly, and they'll leave us alone.
Okay.
Do I have to do a performance check?
Performance check.
A passive performance check.
Of course, obviously be on your guard, but
All
they
right.
should leave us alone.
I take a step
Where's
into
everybody
the.
else?
Something about a magical
Shoveling
shovel.
treasure into our bags.
I'm not sure.
We should probably wait for them to return before we go.
We're here. We just got distracted by treasure.
I see. Where is Lucius?
He's cleaning up the remainder of it.
I guess we'll wait here a moment for him. The pass, the free pass to move through might not apply to Lucius if he's by himself.
Let's see.
We want to go through here.
That's the way we're headed. Just move through the webbing slowly and don't be threatening. If you see any clutches of eggs, stay far away from them and don't light any fires.
Right.
Sure. Yeah, sure. No, I'm casting gaseous form.
Fair enough. Take that extra precaution.
It's more no. It's either this or I fireball the entire room.
Fair enough, this is acceptable. Okay, so which way are we going though? This place is a maze.
Perhaps why don't you ask these spiders if they know of running water close by?
I guess that spider there, I'll gesture to it and ask it if like which way to water.
It points south, not knowing what south is, but it points down, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I point the way the spider pointed, this way. Everybody stay together now. They're letting us pass, but if you wander off by yourself, you might end up a juicy snack.
I
Now we're
nod.
listening to spiders.
I nod my thanks to this guy. Keep
It
moving.
shakes its webs threateningly.
Oh God.
In spider language, that I'm about to attack.
Yeah, like nod your head in thanks, and it's just like, what? What did you say?
Oh, I
What
see
is the
something.
meaning of this, my lady? Asks a drow male whose bow drawn. You see another one on the other side of the wall. You can't tell their insignia or their ethnicity or anything particular about it, other than they're a pair of drow males that are armed. My
The meaning
mistress,
of it.
can you explain why you are here?
My business is my own. I'm going to Skullport. And these are my companions. Well, companions might be too strong of a word. My helpers, my subordinates. They're with me nonetheless.
I hope
Yes.
we're speaking another language.
You're
We
probably
we
speaking Elvish.
Elven? Yeah.
we are here as we are here on our way to Skullport to sell these slaves.
I see, I understand.
They make history checks when the mulatto speaks.
I'll see if they
Wow.
recognize me.
Rude. Maybe I'm just a light-skinned dark elf. Jeez.
They don't seem to make the connection. They don't seem to make the connection. And as you will, mistress. And one of them goes over to essentially opening up a passage towards the south.
I motion for everyone to follow.
I'm gonna yell loudly at Aldrich. You, Taskmaster, keep the slaves in line.
Wait, are you saying
Oh,
that
boy.
in common?
Yes.
But I'm not a slave.
Shut up, you! You will speak when spoken to.
I
Whip
crack
him.
my flail on the ground. Just
I will speak whatever the fuck I want.
In my gaseous form, I'm just gonna like hover behind Aldrich's back, so there's like an ominous cloud following him everywhere, almost like a supernatural warning.
You all walk, well, you begin to walk past at least, beginning with Adrastia, a group of bears, those humanoid bears with the pale white fur and the Stone Age axes. One among them, his fur has turned grey with age. It looks like it must be, the equivalent of 100 years old. It looks at each of you with judgmental but wise eyes. And as each of you pass, except for Lucius in the gas form, you each have to make wisdom saving throws.
Mm.
Alright.
And I'm going to make a performance to see if I can copy it.
I'm gonna use my
Excellent. Yeah, go ahead.
Is it a charm effect?
No, it is not. No.
So that performance was to give him the same look he's giving me.
You hear him mutter one word. Unfathomable. He says it in Elven.
Mm.
The river is that way, he says in Elven again, pointing towards this direction.
I just nod and then motion for everyone to keep following.
Did he look like he was using a spell or anything?
Make an Arcana check.
Because I can study him without him noticing while I'm
Yeah.
gasping.
Is that a
17. Yeah, keep going.
Is that a bugbear wearing an admiral's jacket?
Maybe. I think it's pretty sure it's a Quaggoth. I'm pretty sure, but it might be a
Okay,
bugbear.
right.
I think it's a Quaggoth picture. No, he didn't, Lucius. He didn't cast any spell, and yet there was the clear magic washed over your party. But he did not cast any spell. You've heard of subtle sorcerers, right? It
Yeah, of course.
reminded you of something like that, but
He's one of them talentless hacks that relies on their granddaddy having slept with someone powerful.
yeah,
Didn't
maybe
study a day in their life.
you might be confident of that in your arrogance.
It can never compare to a wizard. One of us academics.
Lucius, at this stage, would not realize just how wrong he was.
As we pass them, I'm just gonna tip my imaginary hat at them as we continue on.
There's a number of paths.
One of them
which
asks
way
you
is
for
the
your
right
hat
way?
in Elven. It says, "Give me your hat."
I make a throwing motion, but I'm not throwing anything.
He offers to throw you his axe. He makes a throwing motion with his stone axe.
I like shake my hands in the air. No, thank you.
He's pretty upset. You hear him talking about what a magnificent hat you have.
I go back and offer my
Oh.
top hat for his ass.
He is astonished and eager to make the trade.
Cool. What kind of axe do I have?
You have a stone hand axe. It is made of flint and bone. It's a Quaggoth's axe,
Is this? I'm assuming this is the right way.
and the
They
Quaggoth
pointed-
has a top hat.
They pointed us south.
Yes.
I like get up behind Adrastia. I can't believe that worked. How did that work?
Sometimes good things just happen.
Not to me, they don't.
Hasn't worked yet.
This is another door. Is that right, Arctic?
Yeah, that's right. That is a door. And another one here.
I don't like all these tunnels. Makes me feel
This was
uneasy.
It was clearly a settlement once upon a time.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. It's like it remind, although it's too big, it reminds me of live.
So, are these like building walls from the cavern floor all the way up to the ceiling, or are we like in a cavernous area and these are like just the walls of the buildings?
A little bit of the blend of the two. What it actually is, it's a place called Storm Dulcor, and Storm Dulcor is an old part of Undermountain, but it's not so old as Lairkin. Consider it to be an unfinished chamber. You know, when the dwarves build their grand halls, they don't, build one room magnificent before building the next room. They're quite utilitarian. Then they come back and make some modifications so that it's beautiful. They never got around to making those modifications in Storm Dulcor. They probably got wiped out first. You hear rushing water, fairly slowly. Maybe rushing is an exaggeration, but a babbling brook. And Adrastia, you will soon see the splashing of clear, underdark water, splashing up against the edge of a dry, muddy beach.
Looks like we found it. This appears to be the river.
Right. Well, we can. What? And the way to Skullport is via the river.
It is indeed.
Well, we're not going to swim there, are we?
There are
I can.
several.
Okay.
I'd call it rafts if you want to call them rafts. They're goblin rafts. We'll call them goblin rafts. They're planks of wood. I think that's the technical term. Several planks of wood are lying nearby.
Adressia, are you aware of how deep this river is?
You're able to see the depth with your own eyes. It varies between about 5 to 30 feet. Yeah, depending. It's not very fast. It probably meanders at about 10 knots. A slow to medium paced river. It appears to be quite clean and teeming with blind fish and small yabbies, tadpoles, bats. Yeah, it's a healthy little ecosystem.
I'm gonna grab one of the poles and then I'm gonna go over to the raft, sort of hook it underneath my armpit, and then drag it along like a kid trying to drag along a surfboard.
Excellent.
Can't one of you make a boat?
But with all these planks, maybe the wizards might be
no,
able to cook up a boat.
Yeah, didn't we make a boat to get the dragon back?
Yeah, I believe that's
Yeah.
Lucius's specialty. Yes.
Yeah, I can make a boat.
I don't really need a boat. I'll manage. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I
you don't
imagine.
really need a boat. I'm a wizard.
I'm just saying it might be more comfortable for you on the raft without all of us on there, Ariok. If that's an issue for you, I suggest you speak up.
But I'm gonna take this one for myself. And this is exciting, isn't it? It's like that old Kalamshan story, Huckleberry Gin.
All right, bear with me, and I'm going to take a running jump into the water and yell,
Splash.
"Cannonball!" And I'm going to use my shape changer feat to turn myself into a giant shark.
Fantastic. You scare the fuck out of all the other fish.
He's the biggest fish in the pond.
He is.
I'm going to pull the hood up on the cloak of the manta ray. Follow him.
All right.
Come on, there's room for 3 more on here. Oh, Aldrich, you might want to grab one of those poles as well.
Alternative. Oh, I can't even speak because I'm a shark. Just bubbles.
All right.
Aldrich, help me push off.
And with all my strength, I push.
With a heave and a hoe.
With my
A
8
couple of hoes.
strength.
And we begin to sail down the underground watercourse called the Sargouth, originally tapped by the Malarkan dwarves and the elves of Ilafan, and even the humans of the Netherese Empire. Countless powerful people has been along this very journey that you are yourselves taking. But I think that's all we've got time for this week.
It's a good.
Yeah,
good
that's
place to
actually
end it.
a
Yeah,
really good spot to leave it because we go down the
Sure
river and then we
is.
should be in Skullport.
Can't be too far.
Maybe. Are we on the right side of the skullport though? I mean, the river.
Walking through.
I mean,
He said it's clean water.